Welcome to Ascendia. This is a world filled with magic, wonder, dangerous adventures, heroes and villains, and of course, Dungeons and Dragons. It is the year 1244 of the Third Age. The reawakening has begun to return great and wondrous long-lost magics to the world. After over 100 years of relative peace, the nation-states of Ascendia now feel a growing sense of tension as a magical arms race begins. The world now more than ever is full of danger, adventure, and mystery. Enterprising adventurers have begun to rise up, risking their lives for glory and riches. Forgotten, ancient evils have resurfaced and now seek to lay claim to the world. Today, however, our story starts a bit differently from most, as our players find themselves entrenched in a den of villains. Bandits Run, known simply as the Run by those who live there, is a city of ne'er-do-wells, questionable morals, and a surprisingly strict code of conduct. Here, even the good guys are bad guys, and the bad guys are the scum of the earth. Never in the history of Ascendia has there been a more prominent and organized gathering of lawless individuals. Let me drink some water. Nailed it. Make no mistake, however, there are rules, and the consequences for breaking them are severe. The greatest rule is one unspoken: don't get caught. For individuals such as yourselves, the Run is a city of limitless opportunities if you are bold enough to embrace them. 7 months ago, one such opportunity presented itself to you. As the largest assassins guild in the Run, Omen's Hand was disbanded by the Bandits Conclave after an especially shameful public disgrace. The void left by Omen's Hand was left an enormous wealth of contracts waiting to be filled. This is where you came in. The Gilded Maul was founded amidst the ashes of Omen's Hand. 3 months ago, the Maul was able to pull off a job that most deemed to be actually impossible. And to this day, no one still knows how you did it, as you've kept that close-knit, tight secret amongst the four of you. The notoriety of this job has brought you both wanted and unwanted attention, as many people begin to seek you out specifically for contracts that you can, whether that be hits or other jobs, but also the attention of rival guilds, as they've already begun to whisper of how to bring about your downfall. Today, as you sit around your sort of round table in your meeting room, seeing the various people who have come to wait in line to bring you jobs or requests and otherwise, a shaft of light shines through the ceiling, leaving us just a bit of your features kind of shadowy and mysterious as you all stand back as the people come in and stand before you. Across from you, standing a bit furtively, kind of wringing his hands in both worry and impatience, is a skinny elven man attempting to explain to you why you should take his assassination contract on a mark located inside the walls of the Run, which you all know to be very illegal. As he kind of like steps forward, so if this would make sense to all of you, I should very much like this to be done post haste. He just lives a few blocks down the way. It should be really easy, and I imagine that we can negotiate a proper fee.
I'll speak up and remind him that it is definitely illegal to do this stuff inside the Run, but for the right price, I think that the Gilded Maul would be interested. How much is he offering?
So once the job is complete, I can give you quite a bit more. As this neighbor of mine is he's been coming a little bit. Well, his business interests have been conflicting with my own. So it would be fantastic if you could have him removed.
Elf. Why so nervous? What's going on? Huh?
Well, I've never done this before, but I've heard that you all are reasonable and...
Reasonable? The best.
Well, I have heard that you had some success in the past. I don't know. Your track record has been a bit up and down lately, but I'm willing to give you a shot.
What business interests is your neighbor interfering with? What business are you an elf?
Well, so I'm a bit of a tradesman, and recently he came across some of my designs for a sort of cart, and he took them for his own, and now he's been making them, and as my wife has been sick, I've not been able to keep up. But anyways, I like I said, I don't have much money now, but I can promise that after he's dealt with, I can pay much better.
How much are you willing to pay? Now and then.
Well, now I have maybe 100 gold, which I know is not much, but I cannot guarantee a figure for after, but it would be large.
How much would a typical job like this sort of cost, I guess, in the run?
So, for you guys, for reference for you guys, the way we treat gold in this game, a 1 gold piece is worth about, we'll call it $10, 10 American dollars for those of you who are from other countries, and a silver is going to be about $1. So in this instance, him offering to pay you $1,000 up front to kill somebody, not a lot of money, especially for a job that if you got caught, you'd probably all be executed. Up front, not a lot of money, and he's being a little vague with might come after it. It could be lucrative, you don't know, but
okay.
I need you to give me more guaranteed than a good fortune of money. Like the 100 gold is nice and all, but doesn't mean much here.
Well, you see, he at this point his face starts to begin to grow a little bit red as he's. I'm sorry, but I guess maybe I should take my business elsewhere if this is not good enough for you.
Do you have like some sort of proof as to your fortune?
Well, it would be more. I can maybe offer you like a percentage of sales.
Proof.
There are more people lined up.
What are the wares that you sell? Because right now it's sounding like you may not have the abilities to pay. And if we have to come and repo some stuff, I kind of want to know how much we would have to repo, if you catch my drift.
He kind of looks at each of you in turn for a second. He says, you see him just kind of getting more and more aggravated as he starts to, now he's like, fine, I shall go elsewhere, as he begins to turn out the door. And as he starts to open the door, he says, I guess what they say is true. You all really did just get lucky. No,
now listen here, you
not a pair of balls among the lot of you.
Out that door, I will find you, and I will drag you here with your sick wife. Here's your understanding. You will not leave. Go ahead, Pally.
How dare you come in here, offer us way less money than you should, and it's illegal, and then on top of that, you insult us.
When did he think insulting a bunch of assassins was a good idea?
Well, you clearly are too afraid to touch anybody in here, so I'm not especially afraid, but I'm going to go and have, let's see, Salsa, if you would roll me an intimidation check with advantage, though.
Okay. What?
As the lot is helping you.
How do I do that?
So, do you know your intimidation?
Yes.
So for anything I ask you to roll, it'll always be a d20, and then you'll add the respective skill number to it.
While he rolls the intimidation, let me just, I guess, intro everybody so everybody knows who everybody is.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's take do that.
Top left is Wizard Rex TV. He's a D&D streamer on Twitch. Go check him out. Next to him, to the right, is New Salsa. Next to him is a Syrian legend. This is me. And in the very bottom left, that is Baggio or Stupid Monkey.
I mean, you usually go by Stupid Monkey.
Yeah.
We're just Stupid Baggio.
Is the music still looping, by the way? I think it stopped.
Not. I haven't
heard
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tabletop sim let me down. Cool. And hit play again and see if it works.
All right. So I'm good to roll, and I just say whatever number I get, we just add +1 to it?
Yeah, if your intimidation is +1, then yes. And you roll with advantage because they're helping you, so that means you roll twice and take the higher of the 2 rolls.
Oh, so I rolled a 16. Y'all see that 16? See that 16?
That's a good 16.
So that's really a 17.
And a 20.
And a solid 20.
All right, that's great.
Baby. Let's go. That's how we started off.
As you, at this point, kind of threaten him and make your way over to him, he's like attempting to shake. You see him just begin to shake violently as he's trying to like fumble with the doorknob. He says, "No, I think I should be going." As he's like trying to make his way out.
I'll stand up and walk over Before
Okay.
we let you go, and I'll kind of like close the door on him. What is the name of the mark that you want us to kill?
As he kind of like looks, he says, it's Jed. He's
Jed
a
what?
Jed Varla.
Okay, you can go, and I'll open the door.
He kind of like looks around at you, kind of expecting a blade to come out of somewhere. As he then kind of makes his way sneakily as best as he can, just kind of slinking past the few people still waiting in line, as it is now kind of growing later in the day.
Do we have
As-
like a good time to talk amongst each other real quick?
Sure, yeah. If you guys want to close the door back.
Yeah, I'll close the
Yeah,
door
yeah.
back before we let other people in.
Hey, hey, hey.
Out of character, would we know that, like, if we were to go tell this Jed guy, is that a common practice if somebody comes to you and like tries to give you a really like illegal thing to do even inside the city? Because it seems like they're like breaking the city's code, so it might be okay to like go tell the mark like, hey, so and so's after you, stuff like that. Is that a taboo or?
No, it's not. It's not taboo at all. It's certainly something. That's why most people who are somewhat intelligent would refrain
From saying
from putting a
names?
mark out, especially without if they had significantly more coin behind their offer, you would expect them that then maybe it would be a considered offer, but it'd have to be a lot.
Do you think it'd be like 10,000?
It'd be closer to that, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Listen, I don't like how that guy insulted us. I think we should talk to Jeb
Yeah.
and maybe work a way around over there. Maybe get paid more. I don't know. We can scope it out, see how it looks.
I was not happy with what the pointy ear fool said. Did you hear him? He
Yeah.
said,
I heard him.
The rumors are true.
Well,
And
we've
so
been out of work for a
regardless
while
of-
now, so rumors are
Yeah,
obviously
so-
spreading.
So regardless of how much we pay or how much he pays, I think we need to do this.
I don't think we need to do this job. There's a line of people waiting. Let's hear what they have to say, and then if we have to, we can. But
Sure.
I'll sit down and let the next person in.
Okay. The next person to come in kind of steps forward a little more confidently. However, what you see is a young half-elven man. He's adorned in some very fine purple and green robes. He has a bit of moppy hair kind of hanging down around the edges of his face, with half-moon spectacles kind of sitting on the end of his nose. And as he kind of steps in, he just kind of stares at all of you silently, kind of looking back and forth, as if waiting for somebody to talk first.
I'll say yes.
Oh, hello. I was here to. I thought maybe you could use some help.
With?
Well, things in general. I must admit I am a big fan. I've studied.
Oh, you
law.
want an autograph?
Well, I would prefer, if possible, to learn underneath all of you. I don't know who or how you pulled off the assassination, but I've been studying for a long time to try and figure it out, and well, the solution has not yet come to me, so I can only deduce that some of you must be very brilliant.
This meeting is for potential clients only. We're not recruiting any client.
Whoa,
Anybody-
Whoa.
fan.
Hey, I don't think we should give away our secrets, though.
I
to
hear
Ray.
fans on the street every day. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in work.
Well,
We don't know that's a lie.
We're not
I-
interested in work. We're interested in money.
Listen,
If
listen,
you want
buddy.
in,
roll me an insight check, whoever would like to.
Close the enticement.
I got it. I got it. The +5
I did.
Dragonborn has 16 or 11 +5.
16. As you look at this kind of young kid standing in front of you guys, he appears to be far wealthier than anybody else that's ever walked through your doors, and it seems odd that he is interested in such a sort of position. You don't know where he's from, but there's only a few big,
Would
well-to-do
we-
families in the run.
Would
Yes.
we think that's odd? Don't sometimes like really wealthy people just have really dumb hobbies? So I guess like my theory would be like he's just a wealthy kid who heard about this cool job that was impossible to do. So now he's like has dad's money and can pretty much just throw it around to like either go like make friends or go like find out kind of like what happened. I think that's what I would grab from it. But does the insight check tell us different, I guess?
So what you gather is it could definitely be something like that. As you look at him, though, he seems genuinely interested in just trying to help because he doesn't know how. He didn't ask you for your secrets, but he does appear to be curious to pick up whatever knowledge you have to drop. As you look at him, he seems to be a rather clever kid, just a little bit on the not super familiar with the way the world works side of the tracks.
What's your family's name again?
Oh, well, my name, sir, is Illyria. Illyria Varlin.
Do I recognize the name?
Roll me a history check.
Sure. 1 second.
In scenarios like this, would you want everybody to roll a history check or no?
Just the person who's asking.
I got a 9. All right, it's 10 minus 1.
The name sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay.
But it is a little difficult to tell without doing a little more digging.
Where do you live? Is that Sorry.
Yes. I'm actually I'm kind of on the other side of town. My father, well, he's you don't recognize the name.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Oh, well, perhaps that's best. My family's well connected, and I'll do whatever I can to help you in any other way. I just very much wish to know how you did it.
Didn't your father teach you not to walk around in such adorned jewels and garments? It could attract quite the attention on yourself. Do you have...
That is true, but in the run, I don't expect anyone should touch me.
That seems a little foolish to trust people, but...
Oh, well, so my father, I would expect you all to know this, being the line of business that you're in, but my father is the owner of the Black Sash. And as you guys kind of now recognize the name, the Black Sash is, after Omen's Hand, probably the next biggest like mercenary in the run. As he says this, it's suddenly a little more obvious that maybe he could be here to steal your secrets. Either that, or he really is doing a bad thing, in his dad's point of view.
Does your dad know you're here?
I mean, he knows that I'm out. No, though, not in so many terms.
How do we know that you're not just trying to steal our secrets to tell your father?
Well, I don't want to impose, and I don't want you to tell me anything that you don't want, but perhaps if I could just follow and you could teach me, I just think that everyone in the Sash said it was impossible, and yet you did it. So I thought if I could pick up a little bit as we go, maybe I can just try and deduce it, and I can ask you, and you can tell me if I'm getting close.
I'll make
My
you a
guy
deal.
kind of like steps forward a little bit. He's like, fellas, please.
What's your character's name again?
Zarprax.
Zarfrax?
Zarprax.
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 I'm just gonna call you Zar, by the way.
Yeah, can we just call you Zar?
Yeah, Zar.
Zar. How about this? Kid, aka Illyria Varland. How about you, I'm sure your father gets many jobs that he turns down, many lucrative jobs that he just doesn't see himself doing. How about you bring us one of the clients, and we'll complete their job, and then after that show of goodwill, then we can have a, conversation. We can continue this further.
Oh, of course, I would be happy to do so. If there's anything else, just let me know. I'm at your service, and I don't know what all you would need me to be doing, but I see that you do occasionally get a goodly number of people, and I think, given my background, I could weed out a lot of the riffraff for you and make sure that only prime clients make it through.
I'm certain.
What do you want out of this again? Just
valuable service.
He wants to know what happened on the, we'll call it the rally job.
Can we have him like step outside so we can discuss among ourselves?
Sure. Would you like to do that?
Did he just
Yes.
step out?
Well, I think that he
Step
should
out?
just leave, right? We told him that
Yeah,
we want a
I think
job,
sounds
and yeah,
like he-
you're good to go.
Okay.
Meet us
Gives
back
like
here
a-
tomorrow.
He looks at all of you and gives a quick bow. He says, "I shall return in the morn. I will see what I can acquire." And he kind of turns and walks out at this point.
When he's done, my guy addresses her as like, "Look, you idiots! You just left the heir to a whole bunch of money. Walk out the door with nothing."
You mean to another
Now-
assassin guild? Why
Yes,
should we be
to
worried
other
about him?
assassin guilds. But the
Czar.
leader of the assassin guilds.
You've never
What?
been in a position of power. I don't expect you to understand, but he's the one chasing after us. He'll come back.
yeah, we have a thing that he wants, and if we're easy enough to give it up, then we don't have that. Alex.
He wants to know what we did during the rally job, and sometimes my memory fails to remember as well, but I'm sure I will remember as soon as it's needed. If not, we can lie to the kid. Can one of you, maybe a narrator in my head, regale me of I guess why the rally job was so impeccable and so
Sure. So, and I'll let you guys work out some of the details on this, but
Sure.
the job that you guys pulled off was the assassination of a man named Salandro de Brande. He was a wealthy slave owner and black market dealer from Zazil, which is to the west of you guys, kind of the southwest. He was from a very well-to-do family. He was very well connected. He had a lot of money, a lot of guards, and certainly a lot of favors he'd bought all across this continent. At this time, it is unknown by everybody else how you pulled it off, as he was kind of one of the most guarded men easily on the continent. He was hard to reach. Many claim it was a fluke or coordinated effort from other parties that you might have silenced those third parties. But you all know it was more a complete accident.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
As you stumbled upon him, and I'll let you decide who exactly did that, and you guys can fill in the details there. But it was a bit of like you guys happened to be traveling along a road. He was traveling along a road, and you guys just happened to stop, not knowing that was him. As you guys stopped, he kind of wandered off in the woods to relieve himself, and
Yeah, I think we were stopped eating, and Zara wandered off into the woods to do his, business. He saw this guy hung over by the tree, having what's it called, where you like just shit your fucking brains out, your bowels or whatever? Can't remember.
Diarrhea?
Diarrhea?
Yeah, diarrhea. What's the other one? Like back
Dysentery?
in yeah, he had dysentery, and he just kind of killed himself, and
We just came over there and like poked him.
yeah.
Like he's there, shitting his pants, and we're like, all
Wait,
right.
so is this guy? Was he client? Like a client came up to us asking for this, or did he have like a bounty on his head?
This was an open contract, which is unusual for a target this large. A lot of people thought it was a joke because the reward was enormous. At this point, a lot of it has been bled from your business having kind of starting to rent this place that you guys have. You still have some funds that's keeping you afloat as a collective group, but you guys have largely been kind of getting by on the funds left from this.
I like
hit.
the idea of some other company did like a lax poison or something like that, and he like shit his brains out, and we took the credit. That'd be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, Zara just ran up on him, shitting his brains out, and the man is a notable face. So
I'm a man of opportunity,
yeah, that's why we keep you around.
a dragonborn of opportunity.
Thank you, Zach.
Is there anybody else waiting for us in the? I guess
You
hall?
did notice one more figure.
I'll beckon him in.
All right, it's a woman, but okay.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, you said him, but
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Beckon them in.
Yeah, I thought I said them, but it's my bad.
no worries. Yeah. So as this kind of as you get a closer look at this woman, she's just adorned in a black hooded robe. Similarly, has black gloves and boots on her feet, with just a few adornments of gold, kind of on the gloves and the boots and things, and on a few of the like ends of the tassels on her robe. Across her face, there's kind of a small like cowl covering her mouth area that's also of some sort of fine shimmery golden fabric. You can just barely see like through the narrow slit her kind of fine or fairer complexion, with her kind of commanding and piercing blue eyes just kind of staring out at all of you as she strides into the room.
Is it an elf again?
It's difficult to tell. She's completely covered up.
Got it.
It's from the size and shape, probably a human or an elf or some mix thereof, but it is difficult to tell.
Yes. What
She
do you
steps
have
through,
for us?
closes the door behind her. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourselves? I've been curious. My employer sent me to check some things out, and I don't know if you're a good fit or not.
Well, I am all about stealth. I get in and out without anyone knowing. And yeah, just like that.
I think she meant about our company, not you.
No, I think she's been like
You're
profile.
so self-conscious, Rogue. Like, oh my gosh, you're
my
so
God.
self-important. You do this all the time. No one cares about you.
Excuse our friend here.
With his
Call him
selflessness.
stupid for a reason.
Yeah.
Of course. And as she looks at each of you, just for the viewers, why don't you guys all describe what you look like?
Go ahead, Salsa.
I am Zarprax Nirnderdash. I'm a dragon-born druid of slight green texture, which is rare amongst the dragonborn. I am like poison ivy is a good one, or like a really weird anti-vegan vegan in a way. I don't know. I'll explain it later. You'll see. You'll catch it. But dragonborn, Zarprax Nirnderdash druid. I like hanging out in the woods with plants. Fuck animals.
Okay, Baggio?
Yeah, I'm just a human rogue, short brownish hair that's spiked up. I have like, massive, what are those called when you don't sleep?
Bags.
Yeah, I have like long, like a lot of bags, and a grin for the most part, like as my neutral face.
Okay. What sort of clothing would you wear?
Right now, I have just kind of like a leather, armor, but under that, I have like I can't think of the word. Just like a shirt with like a insignia. It doesn't mean anything. It's just an insignia, and then just pants.
All right. Syrian.
Yeah, the name is Osher Bit Savage. I'm a barbarian Goliath. I tend to be larger male, 6'3" to be exact, about 310 pounds. White skin, brown hair. Usually wearing like regular cloth armor.
Okay. I have a picture of my person. I'm commissioning artwork for it. So I'll throw that up on the stream. Nice brown hair, brown eyes, badass armor. It's not fully done yet, but it's coming. It's coming along. So.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I just have the stream over here.
Thank you.
It's good.
I'm gonna have a commission too in like 2 weeks. You don't have to worry about it.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm actually having a mural being painted in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having a tapestry woven. Yeah. Very good. So she kind of steps in and looks at each of you. She says, so tell me, I won't ask the details of all of your work, but how did he die?
You want the
You
long
wouldn't
answer?
believe me if I told you.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh, I'm a good deceptioner.
Oh, good.
Oh my god.
7 +5? Or wait, I think it's a +5. Hold on, sorry.
Let me see.
Remember exactly. +6.
Ooh.
So the total was what?
13.
Does she need to roll something for that? I'm curious.
I rolled yes.
He usually rolls in.
He was rolling insight against you. She did a lot better.
Yeah.
As she looks at you, you see her eyes narrow for a second. She says, well, I suppose I can't always get all of the details, but if you ever feel like letting me know, I am quite curious, as are my employers. But
was I even being deceptive there? I mean, I'm being pretty honest. Like, she probably wouldn't believe me if I told her.
she might. She might not. As she kind of takes a seat in front of the table in front of you all, she says, so I will allow you to get on with your business shortly, but I have an opportunity coming up very soon. I just wanted to check with all of you to see how hungry you are to move up in this town.
Obviously, we want to move up. We want to make our name. The Gilded Maul. We kind of wanted to ring from the run to where's like a really far place that's really cool.
We'll call it Waysay White Rock.
From the run to White Rock, we want the Gilded Maul to be a world-renowned assassin organization.
Well, you certainly have a good start. If you're interested in a bit more of a high caliber sort of job, I may have something for you, and if you do a good job on that, I am authorized to extend an invitation to a very special sort of event.
Do go on. I think the rest of my guild is intrigued.
Much interested.
Well, I cannot say too much now, but complete this next task. I shall be by tomorrow. If you can complete it within the next 10 day, return here this same time, and I shall return exactly 10 days from now. And should you have completed what I asked for, then we will move on to the next steps.
We'll complete it in 5 days.
I shall keep tabs on you.
Did we get her name?
She did not give a name.
No.
Not yet.
How is this room structured, by the way? Are we just kind of like sitting and they walk in?
Yeah, basically, so you guys are currently in what used to be a standalone inn. At this point, you guys are kind of renting it out. There's 8 rooms. You guys each occupy one of them, with some of the others just kind of spare. This is kind of a general area that you turned into a bit of a meeting room. It has a skylight in the roof, as you chose it, just to kind of give a little bit of, that ambiance that you've all experienced going to other places in the run. The room itself it's a round table. It's kind of a large-ish for a small inn. It's a large-ish room, not huge, maybe like 20 feet by 20 feet.
Okay.
So it's pretty large, fits a large table. But yeah, there's basically a door. It is on the main floor, with the entrance kind of just being right outside the door through the like the foyer there.
Okay.
It's like a big table, like you ever seen Batman with Christopher Nolan? Those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when like the Joker meets with all the other bad guys, kind of like that?
Yeah, a little bit more like that. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to see. I was trying to remember where you were going. With that.
Yeah.
Give me my pencil,
Give me.
but it can't be made out of wood.
Says, well, you all at least look decently capable, if a little, well, let's say destitute. Perhaps that will change, though. I see the fire in all of your eyes, and well, like I said, if you reach for higher things and are not afraid of failure, well, we shall see.
You've heard of the rally job. Everybody has. You know what we're capable of. When we put our minds to it.
It is why I am here. I shall return tomorrow. I will have a mark for you. And in 5 days, as you have said, I shall return.
Okay, thank you.
She gives a nod and just steps up and begins to walk out, leaving the rest of you sitting alone in the relatively dim room.
I don't know who this lady is, but she freaks me out.
All right, so we have contract 1. Didn't seem very, it seemed very sketchy, and I think we should follow up on the other guy.
We could do that tonight.
I think this looks like a worthwhile lead. We could really
If we
help
gotta
this
kill, who
boy.
was
I
it?
mean, we have
Jeb?
nothing to do.
He's
right
talking
now.
about contract 1. So contract 1.
Yeah. Was this the Jeb? Was this the guy?
Yeah,
Contract
Jed,
1 is with
but
Jed
yeah.
Vala, who he wanted us to
Jed?
kill for 100 gold, which is an insult.
Yeah, that's not
Things
even
like
worth
that is worth 10,000 to 100,000.
But
no
we
questions
could
asked.
get just free money by letting the other
It's
person
not
know.
worth it. Oh yes,
Not
yes,
worth it.
correct. No, I agree with what's your name?
How about
Ben.
Ben. I
how
agree
about
with Ben.
this? How about this? How about we send the boy after him?
He's gone. He'll be back tomorrow.
Okay,
could just
so
send
we
Ben out
him
tonight.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we could send the boy. We could send Ben out tonight. He can go tell Jeb, and then we can collect a free sum, and Jeb will be fine, and he'll owe us a debt.
Sure.
For something like this, would somebody owe you a debt? Do you think? I feel
So,
like-
I'd imagine so, right?
at the very least, depending on how you spin it, they might be willing to buy information from you on who and why. As far as like not taking an illegal job, they'd be like, "Oh, that's great."
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
Ben, tonight you're gonna go out. You're gonna go find Jed, and you're gonna tell him what happened for a fee. Tell him somebody's after his life, and don't give him any information on who, when.
Do you remember
where,
who the
why.
guy giving us the contract's name
He was his neighbor and a business associate. He never gave us his name, I don't believe.
He was a shorter elf dude. If
He
I
was a
recall
shorter.
correctly,
Yeah,
right?
he was an elf dude.
Yeah, so that might
An
help him.
elf dude with a meek demeanor.
I feel like they might already have beef, so just saying any of that without giving any.
He was a little nervous fella. His voice was shaky. He sounded like a little bitch.
It might be hard to pull off. Just saying.
Well, if you're not good enough for the job, I could get a.
I'll tell you what, I can go with him, and I can get near, and I'm not going to stick my big beefy ass anywhere near there. However, I can make him invisible and let him do what he needs to do for a couple
I don't
minutes.
think we're killing him though.
We're not killing him.
But
You don't need
get
to
him-
hide, right? You can just show up there and just
He can
let
just
him
show up and knock on his door. I feel like.
in. Yeah. Just have a conversation with him, man. Just talk. It's okay.
Yeah, just go
How
talk
much?
to him.
How much money? How much money do we have to get? Okay, listen,
I don't know.
I'm just trying to get the
it's
most
more,
out of this.
It's
this
more
group,
about
okay?
I think that we are insulted that he would come to our inn, waste our time with 100
Okay.
gold for
Okay. Yeah.
a
Sure.
kill inside the run. It's just
Czar,
insulting.
are you not insulted?
what?
That he
guy
would
I don't
come
think
and
the
waste
guy's
our
gonna
time?
pay.
That's 100 gold?
We could get all of his stuff on the sideline. That's all fine. It doesn't matter to me. We getting our money, baby girl. You
What were
understand?
you
Hey.
planning on doing today? Just sitting around a fireplace and drinking? Go out there and...
No, we're gonna figure
Wait,
out.
what about you? What are you doing, buddy? Let's go. Come
We're
on.
him and I are at the top of the business. We're doing
got
business things,
arrangements.
okay? Yeah, we have arrangements. We have other guests to meet. Now you and Czar go find Jed and report back to us in say like an hour. Make it snappy. Go.
Ben,
Alright,
are you
Barry,
okay
let's go.
with talking to someone?
Out of,
Yeah,
out
just
of
go.
character, I don't recall this, but sure. I don't recall this second in command crap. Do we use? So are we using our guys?
Yeah, I think he put tokens out there for you to grab.
Oh, I just put some out there. You guys can just kind of choose which ones you want. You can change the color if you right click on them. You can change the color. Also, add your name to the bottom once you pick. I just picked a couple that kind of matched the 4 characters that you guys are playing.
Someone sent me this with my old character. They made like a 3D print. Oh, you have to look at my stream. I'm so sorry.
I'm actually having somebody 3D render my character. I should have.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
I feel like such an asshole now.
I'm gonna have an animated character. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna have a
It looks.
full-
Hey,
Yeah,
by
look-
the way, guys, if you're curious on how to look at something really closely without zooming in, you just hold Alt.
cool, dude.
Just letting you know.
Loser.
All right,
Cool,
thanks.
dude.
My bad.
Okay, so
All
what
right.
are you guys doing?
Yeah, I guess me and Czar walk out the door, right?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, I guess where are we in location of this map? Sorry, I
Let me
wasn't
finish
making
this
sure.
thing and I'll be-
Well, you guys. So yeah, don't worry about the map too much right now. We'll get.
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
it
that's
if we
okay.
need it. So who's going? And
I start walking.
Jed and Czar.
I don't know.
Or not Jed. Ben and Czar.
Ben's are out.
Ben and Czar.
As you guys exit, you do see your landlord kind of like give you a nod on the way out. As he kind of
I point him inside and I say, yeah, that's management's job.
I'll close the door after him.
All he did was give him a nod.
he's
Oh, I thought he's like waving us over kind of thing.
No,
What kind of nod though?
He also lives there.
Okay, I just don't know the situation. All right, hold on.
You're
That's
so
fine.
afraid of
I don't know what management's paying rent.
What's
or not.
his name?
Gar-
The guy who lives there with us, our landlord.
Vord. You've known him a while.
I'll call Vord in when they leave. I'll call Vord in. So
Yeah, let's signal him. Get him in here, dude.
we can
Oh,
talk.
get
They
it
can do their thing. We'll cut it up
Yeah.
or whatever.
While they're talking real quick, do we know if there's any? So he's a merchant. He has a building somewhere. I start asking around just for Jed's, like just anything like that. If anyone knows anything, just to see like where his building
Okay.
is.
So the only thing that really stood out to you is because I mean it's not the run is not huge, but it is a pretty big town. The one thing that stood out that you could ask about would be probably specifically any type of new interesting carts or designs or things like that. So go ahead, go ahead and roll an investigation check as you are attempting to find somebody.
Is it just him?
You can assist, yeah.
So it means he gets
so-
a roll at advantage.
Yeah, so he'll roll with advantage because you're assisting.
16 plus whatever his investigation is.
Oh wait, did you roll for me?
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
No,
16. So -1 is 15.
Yep, I have -1.
15?
Yeah, that's a 15.
Okay. It takes you guys probably the better part of an hour to find somebody who seems to know what you're talking about. As you do, they do point you down the road kind of towards closer to the southern entrance of the town. It's usually where there's a few it's where most people enter the city, so it's a kind of a busy thoroughfare as a lot of carts come and go. As far as a cart shop being there is only one, but they do mention that there is somebody who's recently started advertising that they are also selling carts, even though that is not their main not
Gotcha.
their main business. Yeah,
If you wanted to switch over, or do you want to finish this real quick?
got it. I've got it under control.
Oh, okay, sorry, I just didn't.
No worries.
So I point at Zar and I'm like, hey, that's probably our guy right there. So did we want to how do you want to handle this?
What do you mean? Go talk to him.
Okay, I walk up to him.
I'll kind of like meander around, not really looking, trying to if I go up there, I'm like looking at his wares. It's not really obvious that I'm with this guy,
Okay.
type of thing. I'm trying to see.
I look next door
what is
before
the
we walk in, by the way,
like,
just
what's
making
special
sure.
about the carts is what I'm kind of looking for. What's special about the carts where he would want to steal the design?
Okay. So first, Zar, make me a perception check.
Are you ready for the best roll you ever seen in your life?
I'm super ready. Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm always ready. A 2.
There's some
He thinks-
shops.
That
Yeah.
hits a 5.
He thinks it's amazing.
Yeah, any cart is impressive to you. That somehow they've managed to take wood and turn it into a rolling vehicle is very impressive.
Put wheel on it.
Yeah. So,
That's investigation, not wisdom. Cut that. That's so big.
apology. Yeah, sorry, I can't cater to your every positive. As you begin heading kind of into the shop with leaving Zar standing outside, you do. It's kind of a larger workshop. It looks like the majority of things that this guy builds are usually other sorts of wooden structures. Like you do see like various animal cages, some furniture and things like that. He seems to, in general, just kind of work with wood. As you step inside, you do see kind of like at the back, it does look at there's some sort of cart in under maybe halfway construction. It's a little early in the stages, as there appears to be like the axles are kind of laid out and different wheels being sized up for it. As you step inside, a man kind of like who is bent over, like you see him working on a piece of wood. He kind of like pops up. He says, "Oh, sorry, we're about to be closed. What do you need? I'm sorry."
I just have a quick chat with you is all, if that's okay.
Sure. What?
Sure.
What is?
So I walk up to him, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. He's just
Sorry.
he's just keeping his shop.
Okay. So do you have any businesses up and running around here that are competitors to you, would you say, that are just starting out?
Well, I mean, none that I really consider competition, no. But why do you ask? If you're looking for a deal, perhaps we could negotiate something in the morning. But right now,
I'm just curious if you have anyone that's gunning for you, is what I'm saying.
I mean, just about every word worker in the run is after
Yeah.
Jeb. It's a tough line of work being the best, but that's what I do.
What would you say if someone is illegally trying to put a bounty on top of your head?
What do you
I can
know?
give you more information. I don't have exact. I can't give exact details, but I could give you more. If you're willing to pay a little.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sure.
This was a job for management.
Hey, I didn't want to go. I said I didn't want to go. That's you. 7 plus 5, 12.
12. I mean, I don't know that I can put much towards it. I don't often leave the city, so I don't know how much of a threat I'm in unless somebody deems me to be a very hit-worthy target. I don't know if anybody's going to pony up the money to make anyone want to kill me.
That's fair, I guess. So you don't actually care at all about the person trying to gun you down?
Well, of course I do. I can maybe, if you will give me what you have, I can maybe toss 50 gold your way.
Sure. Yeah.
Zar kind of scoffs.
I mean, 50 gold's fine for what? I singled Zar in. Hey Zar, he's willing to give us 50 gold. Do you think that's good enough?
Zar looks over at Jed and kind of looks at him. That's all your life? That's what your life is worth? 50 gold?
Well, as I was telling your friend, I feel relatively safe in the run. I don't think I could have offended anyone so badly that they would be able to put enough money to take me out inside the city. That'd be suicide.
Okay, your life is worth 50 gold.
Roll me intimidation. Roll me intimidation check, Zar.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to right. Ready for the second best roll of your life?
Yeah, I'm ready.
5.
I like where his head was at. That's why we sent our middle management with the new guy, but
perhaps if you could give me something more substantial, but as it is, I'm not finding myself especially swayed to be handing out gold to strangers who claim to have details.
How about this? We know that you stole these designs. So I think that's warrant enough for someone to try to put a bounty on your head.
Sorry, what designs? I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe you know. Why are you guys laughing?
I'm sorry.
Roll me an insight check. There, Zar.
Insight. All right. This is going to be the worst roll I've ever done.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. Very clever.
It's not too bad.
That's a 16 with a +5.
As he's very clearly hiding something. You get the sense that he knows what you're talking about. In regards to said cart plans.
I feel I don't have to say anymore. And I just want to kind of plant that in your head, that people want you dead. And if they're willing to start at 100, certain they'll be willing to go up much more. So we're giving you this opportunity now. This is your choice. If 50 gold is worth your life, then 50 gold is worth your life, and we may not see you tomorrow. Well, we may see you tomorrow, but you may not see us.
Well, I can only think of one man who matches the description, so I appreciate the heads up, and you all have a good evening.
I turned to Ben. I'm like, shit.
See, that's why I was trying to. Okay, it's fine. Well,
You know what? He owes us one in the future. That's all right. That's fine.
if you don't want our help, that's fine. If you think authority can get that proof, but we're willing to talk for you. But it's fine.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and you all have a good evening. And he just kind of goes back to his work.
Okay.
At this point,
Is it-
seemingly unswayed by you giving him exactly what he needed. So back in the guild hall, you two having still sat as you watch Zar and Ben leave. What are you guys doing?
Ward was around, right?
Yeah, he was-
Come on in, Ward. Sit down. Let's have a chat. What's up, buddy?
He
Sit,
kind of
please.
you see him kind of like make his way in there. Vord now a kind of getting older in years. His salt and pepper hair and beard now kind of more salt than pepper as he begins to make his way in. Yeah, what is it you'll be needing tonight?
Why don't you have a drink with us and I'll
Yeah.
hand him a.
Just want to talk.
Just want to
Are
hang
you-
Good
out.
old chat.
Are you buying?
Yes.
Yeah, I got this one.
Well, all right. Are you guys going out somewhere for that, or are you guys doing that here?
We should have a barrel of ale somewhere.
Yeah,
Right?
somewhere,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. We're the Gilded Maul.
Sure. As he sits down and you guys begin pouring a few different tankards, filling them to the brim, he kind of takes a sip and he says, I would assume with all your fame you could afford something maybe a little better than what this piss is.
Well, you want the cheap shit, so you're not paying. You're getting the cheap shit. What's your name again, Assyrian? What's your character's name?
Offshore.
Offshore?
Yeah.
Like offshore to
Yeah,
Oh,
offshore.
offshore. Okay.
Yeah.
Offshore. Can you go pour me a mug of the finer stuff?
Excuse me?
Will you go pour me a mug of the finer stuff?
I stare down. I
I'll
stare
pour you
down,
one.
But I go.
Yeah.
I go pour the drink, but I'm not happy about it. I
Alright.
come back with
Gotta remember, this
cup
is
of
number-
a finer ale.
It's my number
Put it
2.
on,
Okay.
slam it on the table.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go, Vord.
You see, as he, it's a little better. I know you're not doing as well as I did back in my day, but at least this is something respectable to give a guest.
Yeah, I'd like to treat someone that's on their way out. So.
Why
Solid.
Did you all see that mysterious lady? She was
She was hot.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
maybe she'd be coming back. That'd be. Did you fuck that up as well?
Well, we don't. You know us. You know we did our best, and I think that she'll be coming back very soon. Maybe tomorrow. We might actually have a job. We'll be able to pay rent.
We
That's-
could afford this finer ale that you crave.
That would be a nice welcome change of pace.
This is our landlord, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry about rent last month. You know, we were a little late, and it's not something that you should expect of us.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
This month it'll be better. You know, we got a lot of jobs coming in. A lot of good jobs. You know, that other guild they're gone now, so more jobs will be coming to us.
You've been feeding me this line for several months, and
I couldn't afford ale before, and now you're having fine ale in your fine tavern. So things are obviously on the up.
obviously, he kind of looks around. It's like there's like just a drip from a rain that might dripping, and he says, "At some point, while I am being very generous, at some point, I expect that we expand our venture and you take my stake in this seriously. I have perhaps too much faith in all of you."
Oh wait, how much of a stake do you have again?
He essentially is giving. It's not much. He just wanted 10%. He's.
That's fine.
You've known him a while. He essentially cut you guys a deal when the Gilded Maul was a joke and you had nothing.
What a guy.
And he essentially just saw in you something of himself when he was younger, and that he having been kind of a mercenary for a long, long time, having lost a lot of friends and things, he kind of retired into this and just wanted to help the next generation, is kind of the way he pitched it to you. You get that he might have some sort of ulterior motives, but
Mostly
see.
he's just like an old dude looking for some people to live through. That's my
exactly, yes.
kind of. Well, you know who came to visit us. You'll even know their name. You might be impressed. Illyria Varland, of the Varland family.
And why did he grace you with his presence?
I'll let you know, later when we find out. I just wanted to let you know that, I'm talking with the Varlands. Something.
You're dining with the best.
You're dining with the best.
You just gotta have some patience, okay?
Well,
We do need a week extra on our rent.
rolling a persuasion check.
Hold on. I'll hit him with the +6. See,
Ooh,
this
right,
is why I'm the this is why I'm in
This is why
management.
you're upper management, dude.
19.
19. That's a.
Well, fine. If only because you've managed to drop a name, and I want to see where it goes.
Thank you. The Varland lead will definitely work out, and if that foxy young lady comes back, and I might throw her your way.
I would appreciate that if you can put in a good word for me.
Well, you haven't done anything of note in a while, so it might be hard to put in a good word, but.
Well, an old guy can dream. So, what's on your current docket of I saw your two cohorts leaving, looking very determined. I assume they'll be coming back with large sums of money.
Absolutely.
You
not.
know
They're
those two
looking-
fuck-ups.
They're not. They couldn't tie their shoes if they.
I
wanted
sent
to.
them on a job to a merchant. Wanted us to kill some guy for 100 gold in the run, which is utterly obscene.
Why would you do that?
He's nuts, obviously. He was a meek fellow. So we sent them off to go tell the guy who he wanted the mark on, and they should be bringing back, I don't know. What would you be happy with? 50 gold? 50 gold would be more than enough, honestly.
I mean, for literally doing nothing, I suppose that's a nice. Yeah, that would be good. But
That would be good.
for
They'll
nothing,
find a way to fuck it up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on these two fuck ups being able to put together 50 gold and bringing it back. So if we get anything, I'll let you know, Ward. But I'm not holding my breath. So.
Right. Well, I'm probably going to turn in for the evening. I've got some reading I want to do, and well, you're distracting me. So if there won't be anything else, I'd be happy to see you tomorrow, and hopefully, maybe then we'll see.
Yeah, have a good night, Ward. It was nice catching up with you, buddy.
Make sure you finish your ale, and if you don't, then...
Oh, he has.
Okay, good.
As he starts walking, he's like, 1 week.
All right.
Yeah, 7 days.
You know us. We always pay our debts.
And as he starts to step out the door, he peeks his head back in before he closes it, and he says, do be careful with the Varland family. I don't think they would try anything inside the run, but they do have a hell of a lot more money and resources than you do.
That's why we like him.
He kind of gives you a nod and closes the door, leaving the two of you now alone in there.
I think we'll just chill and wait for...
I'm just gonna complain about middle management and Ben, how he's a fuck up of a human being.
Okay.
We try and keep it quiet, though. We don't want him to hear when he walks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. About an hour later, after you guys have sat and talked and had down a few more mugs, they do make their way back in finally. I assume you guys are going back. I don't want to speak for you, but
Yeah, probably.
I walk in and I'm like, guys, you won't believe it. Ben's dumbass, he's over there yarping about all this information about this guy over here, right? He walks in there all tidy-whitey, like, oh, look at this. We're going to kill you if you don't do this. Everybody knows we're not going to do a job for 100 grand. Ben does this every time because he thinks he's all cool. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know why you guys sent him out there. I was too busy.
We sent
Also,
you to make sure he didn't fuck up. That's
Well,
all.
I wanted to give him a chance. See, the guy said he wanted to prove himself. So I was
He
like, all right,
ruined
Ben.
the opportunity of free 50 gold. It was just free on the table. So, Czar didn't
That's
want it.
all you could get out of him was 50 gold?
That's what I'm saying. Ben's
What do you mean?
The guy's
it's,
life was on the line.
it's in the run. Who the fuck would take a job that stupid?
I mean, we were pretty close to.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, you were-
100 gold for that.
I mean, I didn't know if Ben, I didn't realize you were such a craven. You understand what that means, Ben? It means coward. I don't know if you understand that.
And he did not.
All right,
understand.
no need to use big words around Ben, okay?
He's just an employee.
He is my nephew.
Employee's stretching it. We don't extend any health benefits towards him. He's just an intern. For
All
us.
right,
Listen.
let's. Yo, go ahead, Ben.
Good.
Client 2. Who was client 2 again? Did anyone remember? That was
Of course I remember because I take notes unlike you, Ben.
Listen.
Ben, you're talking to the owner. Show some.
You're talking to the fucking owner.
Okay, what's client 2? I'm sorry.
Okay, who are you talking about, client 2? Are you talking about
The next
Illyria
client after.
Varland? The young whippersnapper?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we want? What's our play with this guy?
We're waiting for him to come back tomorrow.
But what are we going to do when he's back tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll have to see. He's bringing us a potential, I don't know, a potential lead contract.
Ben,
Yeah.
weren't you sitting on this table? Are you drunk again? I
No,
think
I'm just
no more ale
curious.
for you for the next 7
I'm just trying to talk out the
Fuck it up.
situation and
Ben.
if anything goes wrong.
Ben.
You're acting
No
like
more ale.
bored right now, okay? I know that
Yeah.
your hearing is going, but you need to listen up. Let's reconvene
Okay, I'm
tomorrow.
here. I'm 100% right
Okay,
here.
All right.
All right.
We'll reconvene tomorrow.
Ben,
The elf
go get
lady.
some sleep.
Yeah, Ben, get some get some sleep. You need your
Well-
need your beauty sleep.
We'll
I
catch
don't
up in the
know.
morning, okay?
Okay. We'll all go to our retrospective rooms.
Alright.
Turn in for the night.
Very good.
Shut eye.
Okay. So, as you guys then all go to sleep in your respective rooms.
Can I say something? I go to
Sure.
sleep in my room, but I have like a plant in there. I'm busy talking. Plant.
Yeah, you guys occasionally hear whispers coming from Czar's room as he's in there, all alone, apparently talking to himself. You're not entirely sure.
But I wouldn't be whispering. I would kind of be like laughing. And
Yeah.
the plant's hilarious.
Having a real good time.
Having a real
Boy,
good
he's
time.
middle
yeah.
management. A little fucking wacky.
So, as you guys all retire for the evening, the next day comes, and as you all begin to exit your rooms and go through your morning routines, you notice immediately standing in the foyer there is Illyria just kind of standing there. You see him holding like a couple of small scrolls in his hands, just staring.
Illyria, my good lad, and I'll go give him a pat on the back. What do you got for me?
Well, I managed to acquire a few things. As you, of course, said, things do fall through the cracks, and so I managed to swipe a few things from my father's desk, and here they are, and he kind of hands over a couple scrolls to you. Says, "So when do I start?"
Well, let me read these real quick, and can I read through them?
Sure. So as you kind of begin, just kind of open the first scroll, he's handed you two of them. What you immediately notice at the bottom is there is a 5,000 gold reward on the first one. This kind of catches your eye rather quickly. And it appears to be to hit the details it gives are a little vague. It only tells you the name. It's a man named Garland. That's Garnyl. He's in a town called Alcorn, which is about a 2 days ride outside of by horse outside of where you guys are in the run. That is the last known location of him. It doesn't give a lot of details other than that he is wanted dead.
Does it have facial description, anything like that?
It does say that he is a half-elf man that is approximately 6 feet tall. It's got dark brown hair and then a kind of green eyes, about a medium-sized build.
Okay. As I'm reading through it and it catches my eye, I'll say, and your father won't notice these missing? You said you snatched him off his desk.
Oh, there were many there. He sweeps, throws many away all the time, and I don't think he will notice.
Ah, yes, us do.
At the bottom, it does have collection details on where to go collect and the actual person. Like as you look for the name, it appears to be a certain Mrmouton, Turent.
Okay.
The guy from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
What?
Marin Trent? That guy?
Oh,
from
there's a
Game of
Mrmouton, isn't
Thrones?
there?
Oh, Trent, yeah. That's fine. Marin Trent.
Yeah, whatever. Sure, yeah, the guy from Game of Thrones. Just a quick
yeah,
portal
dude.
over to the other universe.
Okay, where's he at?
So there is a general location. If a contract is given directly to a client, usually you would have to kind of they would either check in with you or have given you details on how to find them. You're gonna have to track this guy down if you want to find him, because they don't just want, obviously.
Yeah.
It might even be a pseudonym to some extent. It'll take a little bit of detective work to figure out where it goes, or maybe if Illyria digs through some ledgers, he might be able to find the details for you.
Can I read through the other one? Quickly?
Sure. This one actually appears to be less of a hit and more of a smash and grab type thing.
Yeah.
It does appear to be a job inside the city. This one does appear, as you kind of unfold it, it appears to have been crumpled up, as it's about 1,000 gold pieces. There's a specific trinket located and described in there as a sapphire kind of adorned in like a platinum filigree. And it has a small drawing in there of what it looks like. And this particular item is located in a shop that you guys are familiar with. Let me not mess up the names of my own stuff. Called Aldor's Trinkets. Run by a man named Aldor Slyfoot. He's a halfling. A lot of the things that he acquires, many people guess are stolen, but he is very good at covering his tracks.
Carl?
You've done really good job, Illyria. Maybe you could be our, new receptionist. You could go through the contracts that we receive, people coming in. Would you be interested in that? And then maybe we could tell you in the future about the rally job.
That would be acceptable. Perhaps if I do a good job, then you can take me with you, and I can learn exactly how the best work.
Yeah, maybe one day.
We have a pretty lucrative contract coming up, so maybe after that, and then we'll take you with us. Maybe we'll even take you with us on this Garland case.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Can you try and see if you can find out more information about this Garland thing? Maybe ask around. Read
Of
through
course.
The papers. See what you can come up with. Yeah.
I'll have to check some of our ledgers. I just didn't know if it would be worth it to you, as you're all, well, you did pull off that one job, and I don't know if 5,000 gold is enticing enough. So
It's definitely not, but we can negotiate that when the time comes.
It would
now,
just be a
trying to get
quick
some
job.
more
We could fit it
information.
in.
of course, I expect no less.
Does this job have a time restraint on it? Like,
This one does not. It does ask that you bring back the head,
got it.
Yeah.
but otherwise, no particular time restraint.
Okay. We'll
Awesome.
get to it.
We'll wait for the lady.
Okay. Sure. As she came to you into the evening, you gather she's probably gonna return around a little earlier than that, as she said she'd come in the morning. But as this is like you guys have just woken up, Illyrian was up before the sun, you gather, to get here. It's probably like 7 or 8 in the morning.
He's pumped.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
How old is he?
Okay.
He's probably about in the range like 15, 16, best you can tell.
Okay. A little young to be adventuring, but all right.
Yeah. As you guys then wait for the next probably 2 hours, it becomes about 9 o'clock before you do see this figure. There are a few other people who've come and gone. Other people who are kind of interested in jobs and things, but they're either really low paying, or they would interrupt the timeline that this woman set out for you of 5 days. So, as she does finally stride through the door, you see that this time she is kind of, there are 2 people kind of standing outside wearing similar garb as they kind of stand by the door, and she makes her way to you guys in your chamber there. She steps through and lays a small piece of paper face down. She slides it to the middle of the table.
I'll snatch it up. And as I'm like reading through it, I'll ask her, "What is your name? We didn't get it yesterday."
Well, if you must know, I go by Doria Nord. That is how most know me.
All right, and I'll read through the paper, and I'll say, "My name is Beargun Marth. Obviously, you know me because I'm the best, but..." And I
Of
only
course.
work with the best, and I'll gesture at my friends.
She kind of looks.
Even
She says,
now.
Of course.
Czar is kind of like rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, and he's kind of just like not really paying attention. Then he looks, and he just has a big toothy dragonborn grin at her.
Okay. Yes, I can see clearly the best. At this point, as you kind of begin poring over this contract, it gives you a location, like a specific location using landmarks and the distance from a city. It is also not far from Alcorn, it turns out. It's a few miles outside of the city. There's a landmark called the Black Falls, which let's see, how many of you... You know what, Mouton, roll me a history check with advantage, because I think you... There we go. Based on our talk.
17 and a 7. So 17.
Okay. So these falls were essentially they're made of they appear to have lots of obsidian underneath, which makes the water just a dark black color at the bottom. At some point in the past, it was said that they may have had some sort of like draconic influence a long time ago, and that is perhaps why there's large amounts of obsidian there, having dragon fire just having torn through the earth at some point. And
is that like a wise tale, or is that like
it's kind of a wise tale?
Kind of wise tale. Got it.
Yeah, nobody really knows for sure how it got to be the way it is, but that's the hearsay for it. But it's a decently popular, sort of almost touristy destination for those who have the time or money to go see it, as the water is just especially where there are smooth pools, it looks as though it is just a solid sheet of obsidian, as the calm bits of water reflect perfectly. But it mentions a name, a certain Vorstra Quam, and I don't think you guys... I'll let everybody go and roll me a history check for this.
Oh, I know Vorstra Quam.
This is just gonna be a D20 dice, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I got a 3. 18.
Where's my history at?
I got a 15.
Okay.
So
I got a
somebody got an
6.
18? Baji or
Yeah,
Ben?
it manifests itself as a 5.
Ben, did you get a 18?
Yeah, what was...
We can't hear you.
I got 18.
Oh, you got 18?
I got 18, but it's -3, so 15.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
So, Alcor, for those of you we'll say it's not too difficult to know. The Alcor, you would all know this. It's a relatively large town. It's not the capital of Tilia, but it is probably the second largest settlement in Tilia. For those of you who got a 15 or higher, you know Vorstra Quam is actually one of the lords of Alcor, one of the noblemen. You don't exactly know why somebody would want a hit on him. You so far, at least to this point, haven't heard that he's done anything.
He's been pretty just and good.
Sorry?
He's been like pretty just and good. Like hasn't...
It seems that way, as best you can tell. He's definitely been a more benevolent ruler than a lot of the people who certainly surround him. From what you know, well, who all got above 15 for reference?
I
think
did.
it's just
15 and above, right? Yeah.
Okay, so you would know that then. The others of you might recognize the name, but it's not super familiar to you. He's the kind of guy who wouldn't beat his indentured servants or something. Rather, he would probably treat them very well. He has a name that's decently well spoken of.
That's good. We always need to know a reason. When we take a job, we do it till it's done. We will never fail a job, or we fail our lives pretty much.
I'm afraid that is all I can give you. What I can tell you is that things are not always as they seem. And if you wish to move forward with us, you will need to learn to trust that my employer's judgment is always correct.
Can I get roll an inception check? Or sorry, not
Insight? Sure.
Insight check, yeah.
Absolutely.
As expected.
Okay. All right, never mind.
How much is she paying?
For that job?
Yeah.
That one's 10K.
Oh, boys, we gotta take this job.
I think there's more jobs that are coming after this that are more lucrative, right? This is kind of just.
Yeah, this is like the
It's not
inside.
about the money.
It's kind of about the money. I will ask. What kind of guards does he keep around? Can you give me any more details about the We can't go smashing in, correct? This has to be stealthy.
That would be completely up to you. I've given you the task.
Yeah, we'll definitely be able to handle it from here.
That is the test. If I were to give you too much information, that would defeat the point.
All right.
We enjoy a challenge.
It is a 2-day ride by horses, so we will be off post haste, pretty much immediately.
Would be wise, as you gave yourselves a 5-day window, and I will be very excited to see how this plays
How
out.
should we come into contact with you? You just come after the 5 days?
She'll be back
I'll be
here in
here.
5 days.
Ben, shh. It's obvious.
Generally know who comes and goes.
All right. We'll meet you in 5 days. Come on, Maul. Let's get our horses and tally ho. Did Illyria Varlin already leave?
No, he's just at the front.
Illyria, we have a big job that we got to go do.
Okay.
Big job.
I don't think I can take you away from your father for more than a single day. This is
Stealth mission.
4-day ride, etc. We'll be back in 5 days. And
But perhaps I could be useful though.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and look
explain.
at this Gerlin guy and see what you can find about him, as I previously mentioned.
Oh, actually, I do have a question for you. What do you know about Vostraquam?
Oh, I've only met him once, but he seemed like a nice enough man. At least, but then again, perhaps my judgment is a bit obscured by the fact that I'm surrounded by terrible people at all times.
Well, makes sense.
Well, not when you're inside here.
He was very nice. I used to take lessons with his son. It was good time in my childhood.
Did his son ever say anything about his father that made you have a question or anything of that sort?
Well,
Did he speak highly?
he didn't speak of him much. Now that I think on it, yeah, I suppose that is a bit peculiar. But I never did ask because I never wanted anyone asking about my father and the things he did.
It's true.
So
I'll look to my lads and say, this guy probably touched his kid. Now we have a reason to kill him. Let's go.
That's
Good
the reason.
reason for me. Let's go.
10,000
Varland,
not enough.
we will be back in, as I said, 5 days. Is there anything that you want to do in the meantime to help us out, or?
well, if there are any tasks you can point me to, I am excellent at. Well, if I don't, I'm tooting my own horn a bit, but I'm quite good at research and deduction.
Why don't you? I assume that the lady left already, right?
Yeah, as you guys begin having this conversation with him, she appeared to have no interest in it.
Cool. I'll whisper to him. Why don't you look into Doria Nord for me?
I can do that. Should I know this name?
No, I don't think so. I don't know it.
Okay. Who is it? Was that her there?
It was the lady, yeah.
That is her.
I shall see what I can do. I will use all available resources to figure out who she is, and you will not be disappointed.
Don't look too hard. Don't make it obvious that you're looking into it.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Awesome. We'll start heading out immediately. I assume that we have horses. If not, we could buy some, I guess.
Yeah. You guys, you might have maybe, I would say, 2 horses kind of that you share to get around town. But if you needed more, you could certainly either rent them or you could purchase them. I don't know if
We can get a wagon.
Quick.
All right,
Maybe
hold
Got
on.
a wagon,
A
if
wagon.
you would have made friends with the wagon seller.
Let's
But
go talk to the wagon seller real quick.
let's
See,
make it. We'll show you how upper
show you
management
how upper
handles
management
it.
does it.
Then
Where was
okay,
he?
you're
Take
gonna
us
get
to him.
fucking 50 gold
take
out
us
of
to
him.
him.
I tried, but Ben
Take me.
was messing up. You guys
No,
got.
I know Ben's a fuck up. You don't have to
I'm just
explain
gonna
it to
go
me.
I
chill
point in
out.
the direction.
We'll bring our 2 horses along with us to the wagon shop.
Okay. Are you guys going to? They're very close to each other, nearly next door. Are you going to the actual wagon shop or the woodworking shop where you guys assume that these plants have been
We're
stolen?
going to the woodworking shop. We're gonna go talk to that guy.
Okay. As you kind of now make your way in, you do see him kind of pop up from behind. He's like, "Oh goodness."
I'm outside.
Yes,
Met with my associates yesterday. Yes. my
I
2
believe so.
buffoons?
He kind of looks out the door and sees a couple standing not too far off. Yes, I believe so.
Well, they gave you information of the kindness of their heart. Now we need a wagon.
We'll return it. We're only borrowing
We
it.
will just borrow it. We'll bring it
We'll
back.
borrow it. 5 days, and we'll be back in town. You'll have it back.
I excuse me, but
The next
I-
job you have for us, we'll do it for
We
free.
spared you. We almost saved your life.
We did
You
save
you
your
were
life.
you were a dead man walking. The least you can do.
It's
All
let's
right.
borrow a
Well,
wagon.
roll me a persuasion check.
I got
Uh,
it. I got a good persuasion.
God damn it.
Wait, what's your persuasion? I got +6.
Okay. Yeah, just go for it.
I've been training my whole life in persuasion. Okay.
Okay. Get him.
That one.
3.
9.
What was the total?
9. Okay.
Well, I do appreciate the tip. I believe you will find that that has been taken care of. But if you wish to rent a wagon, I would be happy to give you a discount if you are willing to bring it back within the next few days and make sure that anyone who asks where it came from, you tell them right here.
How much of a
how much
discount would
is
it be? Yeah, how much do you want?
So for renting the wagon, he's going to want basically 25 gold a day. As this is a kind of prototype wagon. As you guys kind of look now at what he's got built here, it seems to have some sort of, at least to your modern day eyes now as players, some sort of rudimentary like suspension system built into it
Oh, sick.
to kind of keep the ride smoother.
He's got a pimp wagon.
Yeah, it's it appears to be definitely of a different type of construction from what you guys have seen for regular wagons. But yeah, 20. I mean, it's
Yeah, we just need it for 1 day. We'll get
Whoa.
it 25 gold. We'll be back in 1 day with your wagon. That sounds
Roll.
like a deal. I take out 25 gold.
so what he was going to ask for 25 gold a day, but without a discount. So with a discount, he was going to drop it down to 15.
Oh,
day.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We just need it for 1 day, so it's fine.
Roll me a deception check.
Okay, hold on.
Not bad. What's your plus?
Let me see. Hold on.
Probably gonna be a minus.
-1, yes.
Solid 15 is good, right?
-1, 13.
Oh shit.
We'll find out. He didn't roll well. So as he looks at you, he says, "Okay, 1 day. That's easy enough. I shall let me get it ready. I should have. I just need to. Do you already have horses to supply?
We have 2 horses.
All right. If you'll give me a moment, I should have everything ready to go in the next 15 minutes. And you see him begin to go grabbing a few different tools and things.
Does Vord buy from here?
Vord, are you asking me, the DM, or this guy?
This guy.
Vord.
Salt and pepper, landlord, very salt of the earth, very pissed off most of the time.
Yes. I've seen him here before. Yes.
We could just put it on his tab for us.
Okay. Are you?
We're his landlord.
Oh, okay. Can you give me a name that I should refer to who is
Ben?
doing that?
Ben.
He's outside, so I assume he doesn't hear me. Yeah.
Sure. Says, all right. I will put it on his tab, noting that a Mr. Ben.
No need for Mister.
I'll give his
Just
last
Ben.
name too. I don't remember it out of character, but yeah, I'll say
Stevens.
Ben Stevens. Yeah.
Ben Stevens. Yes. Very good. I shall. If he comes asking, I'll let him know, and we'll settle up after that. But yes, I shall see you tomorrow then.
Yeah,
Yep.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
early morning.
Midday.
Okay.
Excellent. Very good. Just you shouldn't. It should be very sturdy. It should be much. You'll find it's a much smoother ride, and I doubt very much that you should have any problems with broken wheels or axles. So,
I
but
would
let me know if
assume
you.
so. I saw the original plans, and
Yeah.
it looked good to me.
Right. Well, in any case, let me know if there are any particular issues you run into that, but
You'll be the
otherwise-
first to hear about it. Thank you.
All right, we'll hook our horses up, and we'll Ben, Zard, get in the back.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Ben,
How much do you get this for?
Gar happily
Uh,
jumping in the back.
management? 15 gold for the whole
Wow.
time.
Whoa.
Huh?
How'd you manage to do that?
Upper management makes
Upper
it happen.
management.
Ben.
Why are you asking
By
so many
not including
questions?
The conversation.
I'm just curious.
Ben.
That's really good wage. That's all.
Jeez.
It is a good rate, Ben. We make it happen. You're right.
Stay around us, Ben. We'll teach you a few things. Let's go
Okay.
post haste. We gotta go quickly. So with
We
this new
got 5
wagon,
days.
Mhm.
you know, it's got a good suspension on it. I think the horses will be able to glide across the land quicker. We'd be able to get there quicker, correct?
Yeah.
You
push
you
a little
are
bit
able
more.
to go a little bit faster.
Hell
As
yeah.
you're leaving midday, you can make it there within the 2-day limit rather than going into the next half of a day.
That's fine.
So it's going to cut your travel time down by, at least for this area, about 25%. So
That's good.
Okay.
pretty solid. Yeah, and so as you guys now rather quickly saddle up, grabbing your few belongings and whatever you need to go. Do you want to grab any rations or anything on the way out?
Yeah, we gotta grab rations.
Mm.
We should
Okay, it won't be
grab,
too much. If you're just grabbing generic rations, just go ahead and mark off basically.
How much money do we have in our? I guess we'll call it our guild purse or whatever.
Sure.
I
So
can store that somewhere.
Sure. So your guild purse probably at this point is containing about 1,000 gold left,
Okay, cool.
which is a good bit less than what you pay in rent each month.
How much is our
and
rations for 10 of them?
So for 10 of them, basically per person, it's going to be. Or do you want 10 per person or 10 total?
Just 10 total. So 2 per person.
Um,
Oh wait.
I already
think
have
2 per
10, so I
person.
shouldn't need that.
Yeah, some of you may already have rations depending on how you picked your stuff up.
We'll just call it 40.
But rations for if you want to grab 5 days of rations, it's going to cost you guys about 2 gold a person.
Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll just grab 10 then.
Okay, I already have 10, so you should.
I'll just put them in the cart.
Okay.
So we should all have enough rations with extra because Baggio has some. Sounds good.
Okay. As you guys now begin making your way out the southern gate heading towards Alcorn, the landscape surrounding you guys is very much almost Midwestern, like Garden of the Gods style. You know what I'm talking about, if any of you are familiar with that, where there are a good number of trees and shrubs and kind of grasses and things. But a lot of it is also jutting rocks as you guys are in this kind of valley section. And you guys begin making your way further south into the greater part of Tilia as you guys are kind of towards the northern border.
Before we leave town, I will summon my familiar. Or I guess I'll assume that I already have him. My familiar will be a little rat. Do you need me to read the spell to you at all?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I gain the service of familiar, a spirit that takes an animal form. You choose bat, cat, rat, crab, frog, hawk. It's a bunch of them. Rat is one of them. Familiar acts independently of you, but it always obeys your commands. In combat, it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn. A familiar cannot attack, but it can take other actions as normal. When it drops 0 hit points, it disappears, doesn't die. When familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can also see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn, gaining the benefits of any special senses that the familiar has. During this time, you're deaf, blind, and with regard to my own senses. As an action, I can temporarily dismiss my familiar. It disappears into a pocket dimension where it awaits your summons. Alternatively, you can dismiss it forever. You can't have more than one familiar. Finally, when you cast a spell with a range touch, your familiar can deliver the spell as if it had cast the spell. Your familiar must be within 100 feet, and I think you can give advantage too. Somewhere in there.
Cool. So you summon your rat. Are you just having it ride along with you?
Just chill in my pocket.
Okay, very good. It is going to be a 2-day journey. If you guys have any conversations or stops or anything you'd like to make along the way, now would be the time to do that. As the road between here and Alcorn is pretty sparse. The run is very specifically set in a somewhat difficult to reach location. As a crow flies, it's not that long of a journey, but reaching by land is a bit longer of a travel. So
I just kind of want to like talk about like the overall game plan.
Okay.
So once we get there, I guess we take a look at all like the overall. I don't
Ben,
know.
is this your first mission with us?
No, he was there with us for the rally job, but once
Then why are
again,
you asking stupid questions, Ben? Have you ever gone into anything with a game plan before?
no, but we
Okay.
should start doing that.
All right, let's hear it. What do you have to suggest for us?
Go ahead,
Just-
Ben.
I kind of just just mentioned that maybe we should just take a look at the perimeter of like try to like get a overall. Sorry.
We'll send you, Ben, out when we get there. We'll send you to go stealth around and check out the perimeter, recon some information, and then you'll come back to us, tell us what's up, and then we can figure out more from there. I think that's pretty fair. Do you agree?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. Because we don't really know anything about it. We tried to ask the
Yeah.
lady, but she wouldn't.
Do you
tell
think we
us
should
anything.
send Czar with them because Ben has known to
I don't
fuck
trust
up
Czar.
before?
No,
trust
because Zara's not very stealthy. We just need Ben to go scope it out.
Okay.
Zara is our
whoa.
muscle.
I
have
don't trust
invisibility,
Ben, but
and
okay.
I can transform to a cat, even how much I hate it. But
I just don't want to put you in that. You know, I don't want to put you in harm's way, buddy. It's
Wait, hold on. If he could just be a cat, why it's not as conspicuous at all? We should just let him go.
Ben,
No. Let's.
he
let's
means
let's
a
argue
big.
like
He
this.
means a big cat, right? Like
yeah,
a
big cat. Look, you see how big and beefy I am, Ben? You think I can be a small house
little
cat?
pussy
No.
cat.
Even if I was, they'd be like, man, that guy's chunky.
I'm not sure how druid magic works, so I don't know.
Well, good. It's too complex for your small little rogue brain. Go ahead and go start stabbing people and keep on. Let the druid stuff be druids, okay?
Don't mind Zara. He hasn't had his cup of coffee in the morning, so he's acting a little bit poosty. But Ben, I think you'll do a fine job. So
I
you'll
don't
scope
think he
out-
will, but we have no other options, right? So we'll go with
Oh,
it.
maybe he'll surprise you. Ben is resourceful. Aren't you,
Okay,
Ben?
we'll see.
I don't say anything.
All right.
very
Nice.
good. As you guys now progress along the road, coming to the end of your first day, as the sun is beginning to go down, you guys do see as a couple riders are approaching rather quickly from behind you at a full gallop. Apparently unburdened by a cart, they're able to go a good bit faster. As they kind of pass by you, see as a couple of them like glance over their shoulder at you and just keep going.
Can I roll like a? Do I know him? Can I roll an insight check? I don't know what a
Perception.
perception check. Where's my d20? There it is. Yeah, 6.
Do we all get this roll or no?
I'll let you all do it this time. Yeah, sure.
For perception, right?
Perception, yes.
What it means if you have a proficiency in it.
It just means you'll have a larger.
Means you roll
plus.
better.
I'll-
Would passive perception work for this too?
What is your passive perception?
Mine's only 11, but somebody else's might
Mine's
be huge.
15.
I
Whatever.
rolled a 4.
4. Okay,
I
4,
rolled
9.
3, which is a 4. Yeah.
I rolled pretty low too.
I'll allow passive perception on this one. So as you all kind of like try to see, they have their cloaks kind of pulled a little bit tightly around them, but as they kind of glance over, Ben, you do notice these faces are familiar. You can't exactly place them, but you think they belong to two people who worked for another Assassin's Guild called Hilt Deep. Based on, you don't remember their names, and you don't really remember exactly like where you've seen them, other than that Hilt Deep is kind of one of the other guilds that popped up around the same time as you guys did in order to kind of fill this void. They have a few notable marks and jobs completed, but they certainly have in the past seemed to have it out for you guys. as you pulled off a much larger job,
Sure.
pulling a lot of the kind of attention away from them.
Well, I like relay most of this information. I just want to say real quick, maybe this is a setup. I don't really feel comfortable. Maybe they're going the same way we are. This might be something bad.
They're probably going after Garland. He's still in Alcorn as well. I doubt that Doria Nord would just lead us on like that. Doesn't
I
seem
know.
like she has any reason to, really. It seems like she's interested in working with us further. So,
I mean, we could take down a huge bounty, right? Whether or
Sure,
not
but those guys pretty much have the same rep as us at this point. I would say we have one guy, like we have a pretty good bounty under our belt, but these guys are pretty much as reputable as us.
well, we could
If they
obviously
wanted
take
to
him.
do anything, they would have tried to assassinate us first, right?
They're not gonna kill us.
But it's
obviously,
2
that'd be
versus
dumb.
4.
Even if they take our bounty, we can kill them on the way back and take the body and bring it back. Doesn't matter.
Sure. All right.
How do the rules work for that, by the way? Is that kind of just outlaw?
Rules for what?
Like if we kind of just stole someone's bounty, and
It depends. You can. It's certainly doable. You like if you two people are after the same thing. If you both have the contract, it's easy enough for whoever gets there first to take it. As far as if you follow somebody and they're after a bounty, you could do that as well. It depends on who gave the contract and what their stipulations were as to how well it would work out for you. But it certainly happens often.
sure. Okay, just be wary. Keep an eye out for them. I guess.
Good eye.
Not much.
A very keen eye. Do you hear me? Fuck, I can never remember Syrian's name. God damn it. What's your name?
Oh, sure.
Offshore.
Offshore. Do you hear me, Offshore? He's got a keen eye. That's why we keep him around. Don't give the
Yeah.
kids so much of a hard time.
Yeah, he's bullshitting you, but that's fine. Okay.
I give like a little face palm kind of thing, and then I just let the tongue go.
Very good.
You might as well dab.
Dab on him.
So at this
Okay.
point, as the sun is kind of just setting over the horizon, with the kind of the shadows kind of growing out towards you all as you now begin to pull off the road to make camp for the evening, it seems relatively quiet out here in this relative wilderness in between here and Alcorn. Who wants to take first watch?
Ben.
Ben should. He's got the keenest eyes.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take this one.
Okay.
I'll take second.
Okay.
Czar, I think you want to go third?
What? Sure. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm just going to shoot the shit with the plants. It's the same thing to me.
You're always weird about those fucking plants, dude.
Well, plants
You,
have feelings and emotions, huh?
Hey Czar, is it possible you could have these plants alert us by chance or anything like that?
Ben, do you speak plant?
No, that's why I'm asking you. You
All right,
dumbass.
then. What are they going to do? How are they going to alert me, Ben? if I'm
Yeah,
shooting?
how are these plants? How are these plants gonna alert him?
I don't
Do
know.
you
You
think
talk
Ben?
to
You
them?
actually think he talks to plants? He's just over there talking to himself. Look at his crazy
No,
ass.
I talk to plants.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Ben.
But the plants, they're not going to sit there start shouting. They don't even like you. They probably sense you had a salad today.
Ben, are we done with the stupid questions, or do you have a few more?
Ben, I'm gonna take a nap. I need you to keep your eyes open. Okay? Wake me up during second watch.
We're getting fucking murdered tonight. Okay.
Oh my goodness, Ben.
Fucking Ben, dude.
All right, so it's me, Mouton, then who?
Assyrian.
Czar.
Sorry, okay.
Okay. So as you guys all settle in, kind of pulling out your bedrolls and getting as comfortable as you can, has been now is left awake to kind of tend to the horses at first and keep watch out. It's relatively quiet. You do see a few kind of like creatures and snakes and things kind of make their way through, kind of a few things being a little curious as to what you're doing. But otherwise, it seems to go relatively quietly as the sun sets in the sky and the moon kind of now begins to just barely appear behind thick cloud cover. Roll me a perception check, Ben.
So passive is 15, just heads up. And then I rolled a 15 as well, plus 5, so 20.
Okay. As you kind of take a seat, are you guys, by the way, were you going to build a fire, or are you guys just dealing?
We're used to dealing with
how-
cold.
Yeah, how cold is it?
It's not going to be super cold here. It is getting to be winter, so it's cooler than normal. And out in this environment, it definitely does get a little cool at night. But it's
With
not.
the bedroll should be fine, right?
Was the wagon? Yeah, was
Yeah.
that wagon like closed or open?
That's an open wagon right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could have maybe swung a covered wagon. Would have been a little bit more.
Okay.
But yes,
Cool. No, yeah.
Excellent.
No fire.
My
Your
guys
total-
just slept in the wagon, so yeah.
okay, your total perception was what?
15. 20. So it was 15 plus 5.
Nope. With no light source, roll me another one because it's going to be disadvantaged because you cannot see.
Sure. But I have a passive of 15 as well. I don't know if that makes
Yeah, you still can't see things. You might be able to hear something.
6, so yeah. It'd be the 11.
Okay. As you take a seat, you don't hear anything throughout the night as best you can tell. As you just kind of do your best to, with the limited kind of moonlight shining down, you keep your eye out as you see a few things move in the distance, but they appear to be some sort of wildlife. A few deer type creatures and things, it seems like, in the distance. But otherwise, you don't really notice anything as the rest of the night kind of moves on. Finally coming to the end of your watch.
Cool. I'll just let. What's your name again, Newton? Baragon. Nothing much happened.
Why didn't you set a fire?
Hey, I thought we didn't need to alert our area.
What were you even watching, Ben? It's all right.
Hey, I have keen eyes and keen ears.
All right, go to bed, Ben. I'll take care of it. Can I? Would it be hard to set a fire at this late at night to find wood or anything, or would we already have it?
You would probably have definitely somebody, I would imagine, amongst you has
We could
like
just light a
tinderbox.
torch.
You could light a torch, and that would make it easier to find other.
I have a
like,
tinderbox.
Okay, you can definitely light a fire. It might take you like a little bit to find some wood to do so, but it's certainly doable if you would like to try.
Nah, I'll just light a torch. I think that's enough
Okay.
light. I'll just chill out. Me and my
Okay.
torch.
Very good. So the night carries on largely similar. Go and roll me another perception check there.
Perception?
Yeah.
I have a 7.
Yeah. The night appears to be quiet, and still you don't notice anything.
11
of the
passive. But
Same answer.
I'll hang out.
Yeah, you don't seem to notice anything as you just kind of sit there holding this torch for the next couple hours. As you do hear a little bit of wildlife here and there, but as you kind of lift the torch, it's like some sort of small, like muskrat type creature. But otherwise, it appears to be largely quiet.
Good for me. I'll wake up the next person if I can.
All right. Was it a Czar or Syrian? Going on
Czar.
this? Okay. All right, Czar, you're up.
Am I awake? I'm like,
Yeah.
all nice and rested. So Czar just goes and he kind of walks around like a little campsite, whatnot. He's not expelling what he needs to talk with the plants, but he's definitely like, caressing them and making sure they're taken care of, getting rid of the dead leaves, taking care of all these plants, just being really mindful because he knows these plants don't have to do it. Doesn't have
Sure.
to do it. And he just, clear them up, making sure they're all squared away, even whispering to them a little bit to keep them company.
Sure, of course. Roll me an investigation check just to see how you. I assume you've taken the torch from Bear.
I kind of left it. I didn't really bring it because I'm not going to bring fire near these plants. They're already scared. They're already afraid of it, right? So I kind of left it in the campsite while I'm kind of going around.
So you're just. I mean, Dragonborn also don't have dark vision. So
Right.
you're okay.
So I still see the fire, right?
Okay.
It's not like I'm like
You're
super
staying
far
close
from
by.
it, right?
Gotcha.
I'm not like in the woods, right?
Okay. Absolutely.
Good management here.
Can I stop getting threes? Can I get a new dice? This dice is broken.
I've been having
I'll
bed then.
allow it. Delete the die this time.
All right, go
Get a new one.
out of here. All right.
You can press R as well to roll walls.
Can you not?
Yeah, it is easier if you hover over it and press R. It'll kind of spin it up.
Oh,
in the air.
thank you. I like when you say it, not when.
Yeah.
So that was a 10, and that was investigation.
Yeah, just as you're looking
Okay.
around. for plants.
That's a 9.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a little difficult to kind of navigate your way through the dark, but you do find a few plants that they largely appear to be doing okay in this particular area. You don't notice anything too much out of the ordinary. Most of the plants appear to just be, they could be thriving better, perhaps if they had constant care taken of them. You do see a few parts where it looks like one of these deer-type creatures or something has been nibbling on a few of the various leaves of a couple different lower-lying plants. But outside of that, it appears to be a largely healthy biome. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
With your new die.
During this time, can I use mold earth a little bit to kind of adjust the soil, get it aspirated?
Sure.
They can get more.
Yeah, absolutely. As you kind of begin working the earth a little bit around and kind of correcting some areas where you see erosion, kind of moving the dirt away from the bits of plants, they best you can tell without talking to them, seem appreciative.
So perception, right? You said?
Yes, perception.
All right, so that's 10 total. I rolled a 7 plus 3.
Okay. Yeah. Other than while you're busy tending the plants, you kind of try and keep an eye out. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. The night continues to progress, and that is going to, as the next couple hours go by, as the sun finally begins to rise in the sky. It is now morning as you all begin to be shaken awake. As Zarzite get up, comes around each of you in turn. What are you guys doing?
I get up, look around, try and get the wagon ready, get the horses, tie them up again.
Okay.
So we can be on our way.
Okay.
Zar starts thanking the plants for the company and hoping them to succeed, and apologize for having the torch lit in front of them.
Okay.
But
are you speaking to them, or are you just are you casting?
This one, I'm speaking to them like I would be speaking now, right? Like to them and everything. I'm not. They can't respond. I didn't use that spell or whatever.
Okay, I understand. Very good. Then, as you guys kind of gather all of your stuff together and set out for the day, there's a bit of cloud cover more today, as it seems to have kind of hung over the general vicinity. The clouds that blew in at the end of the evening, as it looks like there may be a little bit of rain, but in general, you'll probably make it there by the end of today. If there's anything you'd like to do or keep an eye out for on the road, now is the time.
Can I use my druid craft where I can see over the next 24 hours what is the weather going to be like?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys see is in the back of the cart there, Zar begins to kind of you see his hands kind of work as he kind of mumbles and is looking at the sky a bit. So it does look like it at this point there is going to be a heavy storm later. It might be that you can make it to Alcorn before, but you'll be cutting it close. It depends on what pace you guys move at. But it does look like there will be a heavy storm once you arrive.
Does it look like we move quick enough?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you aren't taking too many stops or detours, yeah.
Right. Well, I guess we'll just continue on.
Okay. You guys kind of quickly hop in the cart and begin making your way on, kind of racing somewhat against time, not only for the storm, but also in order to make it there and spend your day there and then quickly get back in order to give Doria what she's looking for. You guys come at eventually, probably a couple hours into your journey, to this kind of narrow passageways as the cart begins to you can kind of barely squeeze through with the cart. Let me check something real quick. Don't worry about it. Okay, roll me a perception check for those of you who would like to.
Stupid monkey, you're the best.
Not 20.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
We're all doing it. These, I got 16 perception plus 1, 17.
Okay.
I have 18.
Okay. So, as you guys begin making your way through here, Ben, and you notice it looks as though somebody came through here recently, as there's a good bit of, you see some debris has been kind of pushed out of the way, either making way for another cart or something. It's difficult to tell exactly what the purpose was, but you do notice that some of these, there's just like almost scratch marks that seem to kind of make their way up the sides of the canyon wall.
I point them out.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, Czar, do you think you can ask, is there any like plant life around here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things.
How limited is your you're able to communication with these plants? Can you get like a rough estimate as who was here?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think you want to do it?
No.
Okay.
I gotta cast spells to do that. You know how expensive and taxing that is? Listen, none of these plants are in duress, right? Everything's fine, okay?
What does it look like? Can you explain the claw marks? Would you know what these look like, I guess?
I mean, I got a net 20. Just
You can definitely... So, okay. Let's say, Baggio, because you're the one who's seen them.
Sure.
Roll me a survival check.
Sure. See my survival. Yeah. I got 10. 9
right.
plus 1.
Okay. It's a bit difficult to tell exactly what the purpose was. It looks as though maybe somebody was trying to clear tracks, and that is why the road looks a little cleaner than you would expect it to. As far as the marks on the wall, you're not quite sure what those are.
Yeah, I think those might have been from those two people we saw on the road earlier. They're clearly professional. They're clearing up their track. That might be them. Does it look like, were they on a wagon or is it just 2 horses?
It was 2 horses.
Okay.
Well, I guess we got to keep going. We better get
Feels
there
like
quick.
a trap though. Just a heads up. Just be wary.
I'm not worried about 2 people.
Might not just be 2 people.
I'm the greatest swordsman alive.
Okay.
We do have 3 good men with us, so.
Yeah, there are 3 of us that are really good.
This might just be a trap. Not like it doesn't have to be those 2 people either. It could be just.
If it's a trap, it's a trap. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
All right. As you guys now begin making your way through this kind of tighter section of the canyon, as the road kind of goes up and then dips down the other side, the walls themselves that he's noticed these marks on, they appear to be they're probably on the order of like almost 100 feet tall, and the marks continue kind of all the way up the wall. As you now make your way through, passing through to the other side and kind of starting to continue in that downward slope out of this area, you do begin to hear kind of a rumbling sound, as there's just this sounds like rock kind of scraping together. And as you guys look behind, there are 2 enormous boulders now making their way, kind of bouncing down towards where your cart is, and they're coming fast. What are you guys doing?
Is there any? Can I look around? Is there anyone like to dip in to like dodge the boulders that are coming by, or do we have to outrun them?
At this point, if you were to go off the road, your cart would take a little bit of a tumble. You don't know how.
Oh, but we have a suspension. We planned for this.
You do. It would be better than if it were a regular cart. As you look off the sides of this
How big are the boulders?
They're both probably about half the size of the cart.
How far away are they?
At this point, they are hurtling down at pretty, let's say they're probably moving about almost like 100 feet every turn. At this point, they are currently about 100 feet away from you. Guys have to act quick.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the one leading, so.
Can I?
Yeah, I'll ask. Does anybody have any spells to handle this, or am I taking this off?
Can I use like?
I get off the wagon, by the way.
Earth. Like I want to use mold earth, right, to make like a 10-foot difference, right, where I move 5 feet worth of earth, and I move it back. So now there's like a 10-foot range right in front of this, right? So it's like boom, boom. You know what I'm talking
about? Mold earth. So it is a range. So it's 5 foot. You choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see in range. It fits within a 5-foot cube. You manipulate it in one of the following ways. If you target the area of loose earth, you can excavate and cause shapes or colors to appear. Let's see. Is Mold Earth the one you're looking at, or is it something else?
I'm looking at Mold Earth. Yeah, I got it
The
from the cantrip. I got it from the animated spell book. It's apparently pretty good.
For you.
Let's see. Are you looking at the spell in D&D Beyond? Because I'm not seeing anything about moving 10, basically shaping 10 feet of.
No, so what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about shaping 10 feet,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
It's like, it sounds like a 5x5 cube. That's what I can move, right? That's what I'm tracking.
Basically.
Right. So I'm moving that cube out and I'm moving it away, right? And I'm moving it back. So then it creates a hole of 5 feet and I place it on top. And now that's a 10-foot difference, right? It's like a mini moat. You get what I'm talking about?
Sure. That would be.
So are you trying to make a
little bit
hole?
That's a little bit
What
outside.
I'm trying to do is like for the boulders that are coming down, right? I'm trying to make in effect, a 10-foot wall between the boulders and us. So if the boulders have to hit something, they're gonna fall into the hole a little bit, or they're gonna hit into like 5 feet of solid dirt and stuff. Like it's gonna disrupt it and lessen the impact. That's what I'm trying to do with Mold Earth.
Sure, you can do that to some extent. The exact kind of complexity you're describing would be something more for like stone shape.
Okay.
Mold Earth is a little more like you just kind of like can scoot 5 feet of dirt. You can definitely make a little 5-foot divot, but it would be difficult to like then also make that kind of
okay.
build up. You could try.
Can I do this? Because if the dirt or stone you target is on the ground, can I just like move the boulders out the damn way? Like I just like get out.
Well,
Does he have
they're
to
not,
touch it, or does he have to be?
he's got a 30-foot range, so he so basically it would have to be like right behind you guys.
Yeah.
The boulders would be very close, and also they're not dirt or gravel. They're large stones.
What's that stone? Oh, okay, got you. But yeah, that's gonna be
dirt
fun.
or stone. Yeah, but the boulders are.
No,
Big,
I'm 100%. It's your game. Go.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it sounds like we have no options, so I will just kind of veer us. I'll look for like. Can I do a perception check to see if I can find like the least crazy
yeah.
patch of like road to go down?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Since I am driving, it's a D20 plus 1, I believe.
And so to be clear, you can move some of the earth if you want to try. It's just you're not going to be able to like catch both stones. They're definitely going to be too big for that.
No, that's
I
fine.
wanna,
So I'll
is
do
it
that
possible?
then. I'll move some of the earth to attempt to like divert it away, whichever direction we're going. I'll
Okay.
in the opposite direction to make it divert into the other direction.
Okay, cool. What did you get, Mouton?
I have no idea where the best patch of land is to go. I got a 3. So,
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna veer right.
All right. Yeah, roll me an animal handling check, as the horses are not going to like taking a little bit of a plunge, but.
I've been dealing with horses my whole life. So if
And
I just
swords.
do R a bunch of times, yeah, and then drop it, it should roll, right? Or
Yeah, you can just tap R and it'll roll.
I got a 5, so I got a 4.
All right. So as you guys are kind of now trying to essentially outrun and veer out of the way of these, yes, you do manage to get a good bit, like a 5-foot chunk of earth on there, and is the first boulder. Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, do I get a glimpse as who's like throwing these boulders down, or if there's anyone that does that?
Only a perception check.
Sure. Like a natural 20 is.
Yeah. I don't think, unless I also roll a 20, I don't think they're gonna. It does appear to be, as you kind of glance up and see the boulders kind of rumbling away. You do see kind of these two cloaked figures that you saw the night before disappear back over the edge of the of the canyon up there. So you do manage with your mold earth, you do manage to get just like a small hump made in the road. And as one of the rocks hits it, it kind of bounces and goes off to the side, leaving the last one kind of heading towards you guys. As Baragon kind of like pulls the reins. The horses are resistant at first, as he finally kind of yanks really hard, and they do go off. You guys take probably like a 5-foot drop. Roll me a dexterity check, everybody, or dexterity save rather.
What's the difference between a check and a save?
One will say save. It'll be right above the like top left of your character sheet there.
This wouldn't be a charisma save, right?
No. I got a 14 plus 6, so 20.
I got a 5.
5 total?
Yeah, all right. This dice
Ooh,
is
I got
shit.
a 19 plus 2, which makes it a 21.
Am I blind? I'm not seeing dexterity save on this
Top
page.
left?
On the top
Saving
left.
throws? It'll say
on
Dex.
saving throws.
Do I notice like Bear around not like getting his footing? Can I help him out or something?
Well, in a second.
Okay, just curious.
We're in a card, okay? It's fine.
I think I'm +1, so 16.
Okay. Very good. So as you guys take this drop, the three of you kind of manage to hold onto the side, but as Baragon is kind of like working the reins at this point, the drop kind of catches him off as you kind of get lifted off out of your seat and begin to kind of fall backwards. Who's so who else is up front with him? Was it
It would have been my yeah.
I would assume
Oh,
Syrian,
sure.
yeah. Number
you
2.
kind of see as the reins go loose from his hands,
Yeah.
he kind of like goes flying backwards. The two of you back there, if you would like to save him,
Yeah,
from
yeah, I help
flying
him
out
out.
of the cart, both of you make a dexterity check to try and grab him and hold him in.
Sure. I got
20.
20.
I got a 12.
So 26.
So you guys manage to just kind of like, you see as he kind of like, as the 5-foot drop happens, he kind of like goes up to your head levels. You kind of grab him and pull him back down. As Baragon, just you manage to like hug the bottom of the floor as the cart kind of is now rumbling along. You guys kind of taking a very rough path. The boulder does nearly nick. You just kind of feel like as it kind of like tweaks the back corner, avoiding complete destruction of the cart. You guys now, however, are going off down kind of like a bumpy road. Even with the suspension in place, you see the horse is kind of having a hard time keeping up. Now, I'm going to need you, Assyrian, another animal handling check.
I'm sorry, that was me?
Yeah,
Animal handling is you're now the one up front as you go and grab the reins.
Where are we? Like, what kind of
Who
terrain?
just
are we
rolled
on?
for me? What is this?
I didn't
Okay,
roll for
got a
you.
20, I guess.
20 total?
Let me see, animal. 21.
Okay. So the terrain that you're on, Czar, for reference, it is still kind of it's a little bit, got a little bit of underbrush and like small bushes and things. It's largely rocky. As you guys are kind of tearing down. The up ahead of you, there is like where the road turns back as it kind of curves around. You guys will eventually end up going onto the road. And now, since he made a decent animal handling check, or rather above average one, he manages to kind of pull all the horses as they are wanting to continue forward. You do manage to just slide the cart, just kind of like fishtail it onto the end of the road as the wheels, the back wheels kind of hang off what would have been a much more serious drop as you guys kind of now all settling down as the horses kind of resume a normal trot and pace as you kind of look around. You don't see any more boulders, but that would have been a nasty tumble.
Hey guys, I think the people that rode past us are the people that try to ambush us. I got a pretty decent glimpse at
Now's
them.
not the time. Paladin, are you okay? You
I'm
okay?
good.
buddy?
I'm
Good.
good, man.
Do I still see
How
them
about
up
we
there
worry
by
about
chance?
our teammates first.
I think he said they dipped out.
Okay.
I mean, we should just keep going on. How far are we from Alcorn? Alcor.
Are we not gonna see why there was these 2 rocks that came tumbling down after
I just told
Ben
you.
told us? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
I don't really want to go back after them and chase them. They obviously have quicker horses. I mean, it seems like they're coming after us. They must be intimidated, so they'll probably just meet us in Alcor eventually, and then we'll handle them there.
Okay.
All right. I think any suspicious things we should keep an eye out for.
Definitely.
Okay. At this point, yeah, you guys, you're still probably about 4 hours ride from reaching Alcorn. As you make your way along the road now, relatively clean, you do take a moment to inspect the cart. It appears that suspension is held up. You do see a few like parts where it looks as though it bottomed out while you guys were going down this, and there's a few scratches and nicks on the bottom, but otherwise it appears to have held together pretty well. Now continuing your way down the road, 4 hours to go. Anything you want to do or anything you want to check on while you're going, but otherwise the road's fairly open, having seemingly left these people in the dust at this point.
I'll just tell Ben to keep an eye out for those people, and if they come, then we're going to pull our cart over and we're going to attempt to...
Sure. Should we try to, make a trap? Do we want to set aside some time to try to catch them on the road?
We don't have
Guys,
much time to fuck around.
Storm coming. I don't know how much time we lost with that whole charade, but we were questionable about getting there on time. Should we
We should just keep
hunker
going,
down
yeah.
where we are?
Okay.
No, should we just hunker down? They're gonna get caught.
Well, what time is it right now?
At this point,
I don't know. Let me check my watch.
for reference, it's probably closer. It's after midday, probably about 5 o'clock in the evening.
On his check earlier to see the storm, did he think that we couldn't get there on time?
if you keep your current pace, you should be arriving kind of as the storm is kicking in, as long as nothing pulls you out of the way, essentially.
It's only 4 hours away. Do you think we can make it?
I think we can try to make it. Yeah.
Zarg.
If you say so.
I'm asking you. You're the storm man.
I'd rather hunker down and hang out with these dope plants again. But if you guys don't want to do that, you guys want to go.
Management decision. We got to keep going.
Yeah, we gotta keep going. We have
We're
5
almost
days.
there.
Oh no, we have to
I'm
push
gonna
through.
go ahead and apologize and thank the underbrush for slowing us down while we went over there.
Okay.
The underbrush is
As
good.
I go, I kind of like rest my hand on them and I'm like, thank you for your sacrifice. This won't be lost. You'll be okay as I walk.
Okay, very good. You guys managed to go the next 4 hours as the kind of darkening sky makes the end of the day come a bit earlier. You can see just ahead of you that the road is largely dark at this point, as it's probably about 8:30. Just you see the torches and the various sconces that are kind of lit around the town, just kind of illuminated ahead of you. You continue at a bit of a slower pace so as to not endanger anything, but you're about half an hour out from the city, as you can kind of see it in the distance. Let's see, who's driving the cart now?
Who has the best animal handling here?
I think I took over after. Yeah.
You would have taken over for now.
I just have a +1 on that.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and roll another animal handling check. It's nothing too difficult, but you just guys, you just want to make sure that you don't careen off into something.
There you
Like,
go.
You got a 20.
okay. The horses seem a little hesitant to kind of move forward in this darkness, but they do follow your command as you kind of coax them along and get them along the road. You manage to go that next half hour relatively smoothly, if somewhat blind, as you make your way into the large city gates of Alcorn. You look ahead as this is a few of you have probably been here before. It's one of the larger towns or the larger cities here in Illyria. And as such, it is bristling with Tillian royal guards and high walls, and a lot of wealthy people in the empire live here. Specifically, as you now know, several nobles and lords of various. You don't know the history of all of them, having most of you not having rolled super well, but you do know that it is a kind of a hub for trade. There are often targets here from the run, as people. Anytime there's large amounts of money involved, there's also large amounts of crime. So most of you would probably be at least somewhat familiar with this city, if not intimately familiar, at least familiar enough to kind of know the general layout. The city has kind of got a large outer wall. It does have one kind of smaller inner wall, which protects some of the kind of more noble people. And that is where they spend most of their time. Outside of that, you guys make your way to the gates. The guards kind of like halt you for a second as it's completely dark as this cart rolls up in the darkness. Say, what brings you here this late?
We're traveling through.
Yeah, traveling through, trying to get our horses inside and get us.
We kind of got detoured from
This
an
weather.
ambush.
Yeah, this weather is very bad, so we're just trying to find a place to settle down for a night.
And as you mentioned that, the wind is now just kind of kicking up at this point. You see a few of the banners kind of like flapping in the wind in the opposite direction before settling down. I suppose be careful. This is probably not the wisest decision. I would have made somewhere to camp. You barely beat the storm, it looks like.
But we beat it.
Yes,
it was difficult, but we got
yes,
here.
indeed. And you kind of see him like give a motion as they kind of begin now opening the gates for you guys. All right, well, enjoy your stay and don't get into any trouble. As he kind of like eyes you all.
Is there any like braziers or anything that's like braziers, I think, that are like open near them or whatever that aren't lit or something like that?
Most of them appear to be pretty well lit at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are several.
All right. If one's not, I just drew a craft it and I light it up. I'm like, okay.
They're all lit. It's good. In this instance, yeah, it's all good. I mean, there are some further down the wall, but as far as like the ones around
right.
the entrance, yeah, it's pretty well lit.
I asked the Syrian and then Tsar, hey, do we want to like mention to these to the guards if any of the two cloak figures came riding in, or do we just?
No, we'll handle them.
Let's announce to the world that we're
Or
here.
I mean, we don't have to be obvious about it. We can be discreet.
We'll handle them.
Okay.
yeah.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Are you asking the guards?
Yep.
If you take down to the right on the next block, you should find the Little White Rock, and it should be comfortable for all of you. I imagine they have accommodations. It depends on how upscale you're looking to stay, I suppose.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay. It's a good mid-tier tavern. I would recommend it if you won't be here too long. The prices are not inexpensive, but it should be comfortable. If you need other recommendations, you should be able to ask any of the gods, and we should be most happy to help you. And as I said, enjoy your stay and don't get into any trouble.
Do you know
please.
where I was actually here to meet my good friend Garland, but he didn't say where he would be. Have you ever heard of him or met him? Half elf man, 6 foot, green eyes, medium build.
Roll me a good. I'm sorry. Roll me a deception check.
It's deception. Oh yeah, +6. That's fine.
Yeah, because you called him your friend.
Oh my god, dude, why is this so bad? That'll be an 11.
If you are looking for anyone in particular, I'm sure someone at the tavern could help you. But
Thank you, sir. And I'll go on
Yes.
my way.
he kind of eyes you suspiciously now, trying to take a closer look at all of you as you make your way in.
Whatever.
Very good. As you make your way into town, it's a lightly cobbled street. A lot of these structures are made from various wood and stone, depending on it looks like the essentially the level of wealth of the prospective owners. It looks as though it's definitely nicer than the Run, at least most of it. There are some very extravagant structures for families like Illyria's, but outside of that, this is a nicer town.
Is any
As
of
you-
like the noble parts walled off or anything like that, or is it kind of just open?
Yeah, there's kind of an inner wall where most of the
Okay.
nobility kind of live in this city. Out here, this is mainly where a lot of the common folk. It's where most of the guards, other than some of the higher-ranking guards, would be boarded as well. The Chilean Empire is not necessarily ruthless, but they are very strict, especially in one of their wealthier towns like this. The guard presence is heavy.
Okay.
So, you guys rather quickly begin making your way down. It's only a block away. As you kind of park your cart out in the street, the tavern is certainly lively at this point. Little White Rock, as you kind of look at it, it appears to be of a relatively average size. It's difficult to say for how many rooms there are, but it's big enough that you gather hopefully there's rooms, as you see just a bit of firelight kind of pouring out through a few of the windows. As you guys, who's getting out? Is anybody getting out to go in, or are you guys?
I
just
think we're gonna
parking the cart?
park
I think
our
we all
cart.
are, right?
Yeah, we'll park our cart and we'll all go in.
Yeah, we're all
tie our
going.
horses up. I assume that there should be like a barn for with some kid, right? Give him a gold and he'll hold our shit.
Pretty much, yeah. It might be a little more than a gold here, but yes.
How much does he
Are you-
want?
Kids.
He put a gold in his hand. He kind of looks. He says, "All right," and he just kind of takes your cart. He's very disappointed, but he does go ahead and take your cart and stables both of your horses. But at least at this point, he's put them away. That's enough to that was kind of. It sounds like he may not be getting a tip out of that situation.
We'll tip you when we grab the cart.
Of course, sir. I appreciate
We're
that.
different from where's a town near the Run that's not the Run that I would know of?
Any town?
Like a bigger town, like a big city near the Run. No.
Near the Run, there's a town would be Tistra.
Is it respected?
Not as much as here.
That's fine. We're from Tistra. We do things differently there.
Of course. Well, then I shall see you all soon, and thank you for your patronage. And he just kind of takes the cart and horses and goes and walks away, leaving the four of you out front of Little White Rock.
We'll go in.
Hey, you push open the door. Inside, it's fairly lively at this point, as it is kind of prime time for for those who wish to drown their sorrows. As they all begin downing, you see a lot of merriment. There's a couple bards up on the table dancing and singing, playing various different types of music. The actual barkeep, a large kind of balding man, human, seems to be kind of interested, and you see him kind of clapping along with the people playing up on the table. Otherwise, there are a few different waitresses kind of going around delivering food and drink to many of the different patrons.
Any half-elf men?
Roll me a perception check.
Just out of a quick scan. All right, this is gonna be the good dice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
About time.
12, I think.
Wow, great roll, dude.
Thanks.
12 total.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple fellows that look like they could be half elven. It's difficult to say where they got most of their traits from, but
Yeah, I just wanted to get a quick look. I'll point them out to my friends, and I will say let's rest up for the night, and tomorrow we'll continue about our work. If that's fine with everybody.
Yeah. Let's get some rest.
Do we
Alright,
want
sounds
to? Sounds dumb, but keep watch.
We can grab a room and keep watch. Yeah, I think those two fellows are after us, so I think that'd be smart. Good.
Yeah.
Good keeping out, Ben.
You guys don't want to hang out here and talk to the locals, figure out what's going on?
If you want to
Maybe.
hang out, you can talk to the locals. I don't want to arouse suspicion about ourselves. I think it
A
should be
bunch
pretty.
of group of 4 guys walking into a tavern.
I think talking to locals would be more helpful than talking to your plants, right? So if you want to do that, that's fine.
Whoa, my plants see a lot. What do these locals see besides?
Oh, really? What did they see last time?
Nothing.
I'm telling you.
It's very
No, I
nice
mean,
plants in
when
it.
we were, almost
What,
dying.
Did you not see us slow down?
That was because
I
of
think we slowed
dirt, not plants. Yeah.
No.
His plants
it was
did tell us
because of
about
the
the weather,
underbrush.
so
The underbrush
Yeah, yeah.
sacrificed themselves, okay?
Sure.
Don't speak poorly.
yeah, I
Alright.
love plants.
Yeah. Ben, respect upper management.
You know what? I got good deception. I'll go ask around real quick. Does there look like a little bit too drunk of a guard here?
There's a few guards here, probably 3 of them, as they're kind of sitting at a table together. One of them might be. It's a little difficult to tell with your current perception check.
Is
But
the
yeah,
run would it be something like you tell people that you're from to like act cool, or is it more of something that would dissuade people from wanting to talk to you?
If you had a lot more clout, you might tell people.
What if I lie?
You could certainly try. So essentially the run, Bandits Run, is somewhat tolerated by the Tillian Empire, as a lot of people, especially in cities like this, end up hiring people from there. But there's a reason it's off on its own in a difficult to reach location. It is still very much like a group of lawless people that in as a whole, the Empire is not a fan of. So it could arouse suspicions.
I forgot
as
to
to
put
why 4 of you were there.
forgot to put in my notes. What was the guy that we killed again? The big killed.
Let me make sure that I.
I don't think I have it.
It's Salandro de Brande.
Salandro de Brande. And would people from Alcorn know of Salandro de Brande?
Most people in this general area would have at least heard the name. Yes.
Okay.
He was. If you want to think of him like any sort of other notorious like drug lord south of the border, similar to that.
And if we kill somebody who has a hit on them, so for example, say we kill what's his name, Vostraquam, because he has a bounty out on him, is it legal, or is it still very illegal?
So if it was a bounty put out by the Empire, then it would obviously be legal. You don't know exactly the source of where this came from.
That's true.
So it might not. You gather it might not behoove you to be waving that around.
Got it.
Yep.
I'll ask my pals. Do you guys have any plans of any questions I should go ask, or should I go wing it?
Maybe like just a general location of who we're trying to hit. I say like obviously not loud enough. But...
Yeah. Can I look for some more seedy people in the bar?
Roll me another perception check.
I have if it helps, I have what's it called?
What?
Sorry, I'm just figuring out what it's called.
Thieves can't?
Thieves Can't, and I also have Ear to the Ground, I think.
Oh, Ear to the Ground's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You're an urban bounty hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a 12.
You see a couple people that look definitely seedier, but they're kind of sitting alone at the back.
Is it two
the
people?
Two of them together.
Are they in cowl?
Do I recognize them?
Room. Are you pointing them out?
I mean,
I'll point them out to Ben.
I mean, he would probably like see it's two people and they're very shady.
I'm a little wary. Yeah, I'll point it out to him.
Okay. Sure.
Are those the
Go
two
ahead and
guys,
roll it.
Ben?
Yeah. So, Ben, what you see is unfortunately not the same two people, but you do recognize these other two people. As you kind of see now, a third kind of come back to sit with them, with three tankards of ale. These are people from yet another guild called the Whispers, which is certainly what you would be considered a higher tier than you guys. Not as high as the Black Sash, but the Whispers have a long history in the run.
Sure. I think we're getting set up, guys. This is another company, same city. You
I
guys
mean,
not
people
feeling-
come to these cities to do bounties. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. You seem like you're in the wrong line of work, Ben. You seem very scared at anybody in the line of work as us.
I would say I'm in the right work if
Ben, you're shook.
I'm questioning things that are very suspicious. That's all.
I think it's fair. Is it normal for bounty hunters to go talk to others?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it just depends on.
Just to make sure like you're not at the same mark. I feel like that would be like a job courtesy.
Can be, yeah.
I'll go up to them. I will come back. I'll come even with 3 more pints of ale.
I'll go within just
You
as
can come with
backup.
me.
Okay. So as the two of you approach these 3 men kind of sitting off towards the back, they kind of all eye you from under their hooded cloaks, except for one who has it down. You see he has kind of a kind of dark, almost black hair with a short cropped beard. And he says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Just fellow people in the line of the same line of work as you. Wanted to ask you a few questions to make sure we're not double dipping on our business. If you don't mind, and I'll lay the ale out.
I see. What he kind of like looks around trying to see if anybody's listening. What he starts to mumble for a second, but then as he's saying something else, Ben, you notice he's like making motions with his hands. As you kind of
I nudge. Pheromone.
Okay.
You see as in Thieves Can't, he says, "Yes, we're here for a mark."
I'll whisper to Ben to tell him. Is it a half elf man?
Okay. As you kind of motion this back, out loud, he's saying, "Oh yes, the harvest was quite good this year." And as he's kind of like motioning back to you, he says, "The details of our business are private."
But I take that as probably.
Roll me an insight check.
I'll roll an insight check.
Should I roll into?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah,
I'll let
definitely
you
roll one too. A 19, I think a 20.
I got a low. Three.
Finally, a good one.
Right.
I got an 18.
This guy, 18 total. What did you get,
I
Ben?
got low. It was super low. I think it was like 3.
It's actually very hard to tell. He seems to be a solid professional in that he is keeping his cards close to his chest and not revealing anything on his face.
All right.
My pleasure at the talk, guys.
Well, if you are after that guy, you will be happy to know that we're not taking that contract. So we're here for other business, more pressing matters. Hopefully you don't get in our way. And I'll good day, gentlemen. And I'll dip
Of
out.
course. And, hopefully, then once we return and all the sales have gone as expected, then we shall all leave happy. He just kind of like eyes you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good evening.
Good day.
Which means fuck you and thieves can't.
Wait, did you say you motion that, or you just saying?
No,
that's
I'm
what-
just saying that's what I mean. I'm joking.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of these.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think we turn in for the night then.
Yeah, I think we should do watch though still.
Yeah, we'll do watches, but I think we gotta end it here. Sounds like Salsa's gotta go, and it's been about 3
Very good.
hours. So
Yeah, and say that's I was, if not, I was gonna cut it in about 20
Yeah,
minutes
that's
anyways. So we're good to go. Very good.
awesome.
Sweet.
Cool,
We'll do
awesome. Thanks for
outros.
playing, guys.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. We can do outros. Wizard Rex TV, you can go first.
Yeah, so I'm Wizard Rex TV. I do D&D a lot here on Twitch. So if you go to twitch.tv/WizardRexTV, I'll be there every Monday and Thursday. We have 2 weekly campaigns that we run there, and then obviously I'm doing this. So it's a whole lot of D&D for me right now. Outside of that, I occasionally do like singing, some other things with some of my other music streamer friends and stuff. So outside of that, yeah, largely D&D. So if you like D&D, I do want to apologize. I don't know how to get the music working, man. Tabletop Sim sucks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think what we'll do next time is
I can either send you music and send you a playlist. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Normally I have the whole thing scored.
Yeah.
Today didn't work
fine.
out, but you know what? Next time.
Do you know how
I
to
will.
play it through Discord? Because we could also join the Discord call and we could all like mute.
We could
our Zoom,
yeah,
something
let's
like
talk about
that.
the
Yeah, sure.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll
That's
take it off stream. But yeah, so anyways, if you like D&D, give me a follow. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed tonight, and
Salsa.
I'll see you next week.
My name's New Salsa, twitch.tv.new/New Salsa. I don't really stream, but I make promises to stream and then I let people down. That's kind of like the way it works here, right? I see. All right, so if you want, find me there. I don't know, twitch.tv/New Salsa. I'm not going to stream, but if I do, you get to catch a good 30-minute one.
There it is. Assyrian.
Yeah, Syrian Legend. I shit post in DGG. If you see me in there, just pepe back, dude. That's about it.
You're on my channel, so you know who I am. Go ahead, Baggio.
Yep, Baggio. Same thing, Syrian.
Throw him with Pepe. All right, thank you guys very much. It's been fun. We'll be back tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. Are we okay to start at 9 then? Is that 9 EST, and then we'll go for like 3 or 4 hours, and that's it? 10, 11,
Yeah,
12?
I
So
think that
9 to
works.
12? Wizard, does that sound perfect?
Yeah, I was waiting to see because I don't know who was late and when that.
Yeah, I
when-
think Assyrian will just be like 30 minutes late, it sounds like.
All right, yeah, I'm good. That's fine with me.
Awesome.
So-
So 9 to 12, so 3 hours of D&D each week. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you guys very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
It's been fun. Have a good one.
Been
Bye.
fun.
Cool.
Bye.
It was a lot of fun, guys.